it? Yeah, we can see it. Okanagan Fire. That would actually be fun, a group gathering where we're all wearing the Mando jersey. You here?
Yes. Did you already say it?
And yes, I'm wearing the Montreal. Well, yeah, I wanted to be on time. So I'm wearing the Montreal
We're never on time.
reverse retro.
But
I know, but I want
confused
to
if we're
raise
on
the bar
time.
because it's almost Christmas.
I'm gonna move your soda.
Okay, you can move my soda if you want to. I decided to go with a fire that reminds us of warmer times.
Oh, the camping fire.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one we put on in the summer.
Yep.
Okay, how do you do videos with that right in your eyes? That is so bright.
Get used to it. I get used to it.
It is really bright.
There you go. Turn it down.
What's your favorite? Dear
There.
Lord.
Crank that up.
Oh my
That's bright. That's bright.
Holy crap.
Okay, that's bright. What's my favorite what?
Hold on, I can't see the screen anymore. I'm blind. Christmas song.
Favorite Christmas song?
Yeah.
He's Back, the Man Behind the Mask, the one from Friday the 13th. Does that count?
Oh, man, there's like a big glowing spot.
My favorite Christmas song. I don't know, that Ding Christmas Bells, Ring Christmas Bells.
He
Bing
means
Christmas
Carol
bells.
of the Bells.
No, it's Ding Christmas Bells, Ring Christmas
not what it's
Bells,
called.
Bing Christmas Bells, more Christmas Bells. It's Christmas Bells. We like Christmas Bells because it's Christmas Bells. These Christmas
It's
bells.
called Carol of the Bells.
Ding
Shannon likes.
Christmas bells, ring Christmas bells, bing.
It's
Christmas.
not how
Yeah.
the song goes.
Yeah, it is. That is how it goes. That's how it works.
No, it's really not.
I just know the lyrics. It's
It's-
normally in Latin, so I just translate it from Latin.
That one
to
is
English.
not in Latin.
It is though.
It's not.
It is. It was used in The Exorcist,
I highly
and
did
The
not.
Omen was used in The Omen as well. So remember, right before it's all for you, Damien, and then ding Christmas bells. Ring
I
Christmas
don't
bells.
remember.
As she jumps, it's the director's cut. You probably
The
didn't see that
director's
one.
cut.
Oh, you just
Oh,
launched
my
that log in
goodness.
there.
Does Ben H have reverse retros?
Yes, he just hasn't listed anything on eBay because he's buried in them. He is buried in them. He has over 1,400 jerseys to go through, and he has a lot of pre-orders. So he's kind of buried, and so I'm not bothering him about that. I got an email from him asking me which ones I still needed, so I quickly emailed him back and said, no rush. Don't you worry about it. But I did, Yvonne made sure that he still has the 42 sized Vegas that she wants. She really wants the reverse retro Vegas, which for whatever
Because it's
reason
really
isn't selling.
pretty. I don't know, because people are weird. That one's lovely.
Columbus's
I like that one a
preview
lot.
will be coming up in the next 5 days. I mentioned in the Anaheim preview, I want to get all the previews done by Christmas Eve.
Islanders retro might look nice, better at, how do you pronounce that? I don't remember. Nassau, I don't know.
At Nassau. This is the reverse
It's
retro here.
not phonetic.
I like it. I do. I think it's okay. I think they did all right. It's not, of the retros that I currently have, it is not at the bottom of the list anymore. So I'll do a new power rankings once I have filled out the collection here.
Mad respect
word.
for wearing the Senators retro reverse today.
Yes.
Yo.
In videos, I'll be wearing the
No.
reverse retros as often as humanly possible.
Stars review.
The stars, yeah, they'll be up in the next few days. I'm probably going to be doing 3 a day. So it'll be 2 from one division, 1 from the other.
Are you doing a New Year's Eve live stream?
Have we ever done a New Year's Eve live stream?
I don't think so.
I don't think we have.
I don't think
Normally, there's a bunch of games on New Year's Eve because there's not a single game. There's one game on New Year's Day. So normally New Year's Eve is pretty busy. So we'll see.
Team that most needs a rebrand. I say Columbus.
If they went to the Cannon, that would be a good move. They don't seem to have any desire to go to the Cannon. So I guess Columbus. I guess
You should do a New Year's Eve live stream.
We could do for like a 5-minute live stream as we hit the hour in each time zone.
No, because we're doing New Year's Eve stuff with the kids, so we're not doing it every hour.
Every hour,
No.
Starting at 6:00 our time. Happy New Year! We could just name off which, especially when it's like the middle of the ocean. That'd be great.
Time zone, yeah.
Why are you in the middle of the ocean? Happy New Year! Hope you get found.
What are your top all-time favorite reverse retro jerseys?
All time.
I was gonna wait.
They just
All-time
came out.
favorite.
So
His favorite. He's gonna do a video after he gets all of them.
number 1 is still this. Number 2 is Washington. Number 3 is Anaheim, and that's of the ones that I have thus far.
If the Canucks did decide to change their logo due to pressure, would you prefer either the stick and rink or the flying skate?
I'm going to chicken out and say I'd prefer they went with something brand new. They've done so many skate retros. They've done so many stick and rink retros. I'd prefer to see something brand new that works for the team. And I don't really like a Johnny Canuck idea either, but I'd like to see something different.
Is BC cold today? Like all of it?
It's where we
BC
are is still
huge.
Where we are is technically probably the warmest part of the country. But
Not
we're
probably.
Wimps.
It is.
We're wimps, so I still have a heater on. Of course,
We
we're
live in the very
lower.
warm part. Well, that's not true.
We're still
we live
above
in the
seasonal.
very temperate part
We're above seasonal too.
of BC.
I think
There
it's
are
7
really
today.
cold parts of BC. We don't live there.
Yeah, I think it was 7 degrees today altogether.
BC is huge, though. Huge.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, we're above
it
seasonal,
takes
and
a whole day to drive to the
tomorrow
north of
it's supposed
BC.
to get to 10 degrees, and then it gets kind of cold on Tuesday, but the high is still 5 degrees. So
Yeah, it's pretty warm.
for this time of year, it is. Yeah.
How big of an effect will Henrik Lundqvist being out this season affect the Capitals?
Well, I mean, he'd never played for them. So the biggest effect is that now they've lost Holtby and there wasn't anybody to replace him. I think they have faith in Vanacek to come in and play and potentially play well for them. There's still veterans out there they could sign. They could sign Jimmy Howard. Jimmy Howard's still out there. Craig Anderson's still out there. If they decide to make kind of a panic signing, they could sign one or the other.
The Robo Penguin needs to come back in some way.
I was surprised they didn't bring it back with the word mark.
Right. 70% of Canada's live near the border of us.
Yes.
No, it's way more than that. It's like 90% of Canadians live near the border.
It's within 100.
Yeah, it's
100
like
miles.
90%. It's way more than 70. There's not that many people that live that far from the border. Once you get further away, it gets bloody cold. And there's nothing there.
There's nothing.
Other than Quebec.
There's nothing. I remember the
Once you
bus
get
ride.
further
The
north.
bus ride from Chilliwack to Edmonton, and there was hours and hours and hours of
Right.
absolutely nothing.
Right. There are towns that are further north, of course. But there aren't many large towns.
No, they're really tiny.
But it's got to be more than 70%.
The bus made stops, but it was just for
Right.
dropping off packages. There wasn't any people there.
Would you like the Bruins reverse retro jersey better with the meth bear on the chest instead of the spoked bee? # Bruins fan from Rhode Island.
I don't think so. I think that'd be too much marigold in it. I think it'd be and then it would look too much like. Oh, it's over there now. It'd look too much like the Paddington Bear jersey, and I think they want to stay away from that look as much as possible. So I like what they did. I like that one.
Well, there you go. 90% of the population is within 200 kilometers of the border.
Because you got to
I
keep
knew it
an
was
eye on the U.S.
90% was in some distance.
You got to keep an eye on the U.S. You got to watch them.
Right? Yeah. There's a fence there now, so we're good.
For like 2K.
Yeah. That ditch wasn't enough. They put a fence up, so we're safe now.
I'm looking forward to the border opening in 2021.
Have you listened to last podcast on the left?
No, but that's not surprising. I don't really listen to podcasts very often.
Would you ever consider doing a podcast, stream, or collaboration with Urinating Tree?
I don't know that Tree and I have the same audience, and we don't have the same kind of presentation. So, I mean, we appreciate each other's work, but I don't know that it would mix that well.
Where can I get the Mando jersey?
Geeky
Love
jerseys.
y'all.
Geeky jerseys. If Geeky Jerseys is the site that sells it, I posted on my Instagram their latest, the new Luke Skywalker one. They sent me the graphic for that and asked me to post it, and I said I can post it. So Geeky Jerseys. We don't have a discount code yet for subscribers for Geeky Jerseys, but it's coming.
Are you planning on watching Wonder Woman 1984?
Yvonne can answer that question.
Of course he is.
Yeah, I want to watch Tenet too, though. Tenet, I'm excited about that. It's $25, but it's cheaper than going to see it at the theater. Excuse me.
Do you have a 1998 Vancouver All-Stars jersey? Oh, that's a specific All-Star jersey.
No. All-Star jerseys, I have very limited collection, and if I see one, I grab it here and there. Really, I only have the third one of these three that are at the front, just because I had two that said NHL on the front, and I wanted a third. So
you want him on his little end cap.
I don't know that I've actually worn that. I think I've worn that jersey once, but yeah, that was all I really got it for. Other than that, I wouldn't have those All-Star jerseys.
Could the Canucks possibly be playing in Edmonton?
I think the Canucks are going to get moved. I'm really surprised that I get playing hardball as provincial health and everything, but with all the guidelines the NHL's bringing in, the players are going to be restricted to very, very narrow corridor in any city they're playing in, because the NHL wants to make sure there aren't positive tests and they don't have to shut things down. So it poses very little, if any, public risk. And they're going to have to move it. It may end up being in Edmonton. It's going to make things tougher if they're in a city where they're sharing a building with another NHL team. But that's most likely. Keep in mind the NHL looked at potentially going to third-party locations when they were doing the return, but they wanted ones that already had NHL cameras set up there. One ones they already knew would work. So they'll probably end up sharing a building with somebody.
Where does Mike Modano rank on the best players of the 90s?
He'd have to be, I would think, in the top 20. I mean, I haven't done a best players of each decade. That's an argument I haven't picked yet with the channel. Eventually we'll get there. Definitely the best Dallas Star / Minnesota North Star of all time. One of the best American-born players of all time as well.
The Coyotes actually have a good game day experience.
I could see that. That's one of the, after the world opens up in 2021, that's one of the places that we could potentially go, is down to Arizona. I may not be allowed to see a game, though, because we've seen Arizona play live a couple times and they lost both times. In two separate cities, we've watched them lose. So
that's true.
It's just like, I don't know if we're going to be allowed to go to a game in Vegas if we go back to Vegas, because we've seen them lose 3 times out of 3 games that we've watched. And that can't be coincidence, because
right,
they've lost all 3 games we've watched live. So that means we're jinxed.
Fault.
But Anaheim has never lost a game when I've been in Anaheim. So I'm not saying I'm the reason, but I'm the reason. They looked up in the crowd and they went, "We got to win the one for him. He's even wearing our jersey. Let's go and get our boys." And they won. It was great. I even got a finger point from Ryan Getzlaff after the game. He offered to throw me his gloves, but I said no, so he threw them to a little kid instead. Which kind of it got me right here. Oh, my heart's on this side, right over here. What is over here? That doesn't feel right.
Dark. Okay. The only NBA team having fans is the Tampa Raptors.
Yeah, I saw that. They're selling tickets for, I think it's a maximum of 3,200 fans. Because it's Florida. Florida doesn't care. So, yeah, it makes sense that Florida would be the state that's saying sure. Watch for there to be certain states that allow it for the NHL. There won't be any in Canada, but as we get into the new year, that will start to change. I would say by April or May.
Please don't ever go to Pittsburgh. You might curse them forever.
Well, I don't have the ability to curse a team because anybody who's been a fan of the channel long enough knows that Anaheim was 30th out of 30 on my favorite teams list. They could have been 31st out of 30. And so I don't think who I cheer for or don't necessarily matters.
When is my 30th birthday? When is Shannon's 51st? Yeah, my 30th birthday.
What were you doing at 13?
Yeah.
Dear Lord.
Where do you get your team magnets? Shannon makes them.
I make the magnets.
Yeah.
Early on in the channel, Yvonne made the magnets.
I started making them. That was my clever idea.
But then I
made them with Kinder Egg foil.
I still have those.
Those were such a pain.
I still have some of those. I haven't thrown them out or anything.
Those were the hardest ones to make.
Yeah, I still have them.
We make all of our magnets. Kinder Egg foil is the most difficult, though, so would not recommend. Those were a pain.
Yeah, you went through a lot with those.
Those are really hard.
That was why the last time we got it again, you never bothered.
No,
you just said forget it.
Such a pain.
Yeah, you just said forget it.
Texas, Florida, Tennessee, Arizona could have fans.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Those states sound about right.
Happy holidays. Bills are AFC East champs.
They are.
Bills Mafia.
They are absolutely AFC East champs. And I have to admit, I kind of got a chuckle when they made it 48. It's 41-17. It's the last minute of the game, and you just kind of think they're just going to kneel. No, they went with a 51-yard rushing touchdown. It's a prick move, but you know what? It was a great touchdown, and sure, that was a fantastic game for Buffalo, and it solidifies their spot as number 2 on my power rankings.
Shannon is like 37 at the youngest, 50 at the oldest. Guesstimate.
Oh, God. Let's see. My kid just turned 21, so that would have made me 16 when he was born. What was I doing in high school?
What will happen to the Raiders next season?
Well, what's going to help the Raiders next season is going to be that they're going to have fans in attendance. That's definitely going to help. The Raiders, I think, will be okay. I think they're on the right track. I know they've lost. I think it's 4 out of 5 now. Just learn from this experience. They have still one of the best quarterbacks in the league. There's just some changes they need to make. We'll see if the coaching change happens, because it's the NFL. Coaching changes usually happen.
Have you played any of the Fallout games?
I played Fallout 4. I used to play Fallout 4 a lot.
Scottsdale over Summerlin, Nevada. Sorry, Shannon. I've never been to Scottsdale.
No, I haven't.
Who wins in a fight, RoboCop or the Terminator?
The Terminator would win. It would be easy for the Terminator. I love RoboCop, the actor that plays RoboCop as well, but that fight wouldn't last very long because RoboCop's still half human and Terminator is not.
Your NFL power rankings are wrong. Just wanted to say that before you post them.
Okay, cool. What's funny is that we had the Chargers game on Thursday, which made a small change. The Buffalo game didn't make any change to them. Now we've got Green Bay. Last I saw was up 14-3 on Carolina. That doesn't really change anything either. So far I look pretty lazy with the power rankings.
Have you watched the Trailer Park Boys?
Yes. Obviously.
Right. Mark my words, Raiders will be the most valuable.
Well, again, Carr's one of the best quarterbacks in football. And if he didn't get injured in that game, they probably would have won it.
Can Green Bay win the Super Bowl? There's a lot of football questions in here. I'm just saying.
Because the playoffs are in a couple of weeks. And yes, Green Bay absolutely could win the Super Bowl. Because the NFC, I think, is going to be easier to get out of than the AFC. The AFC is going to be a dogfight.
Did you listen to Tupac while growing up?
I was already an adult when Tupac came out.
Yeah.
And I mean, I like California Love. I liked a few of his songs.
I did not.
A friend of mine was really into his albums, used to play them all the time, drove me to work, and it just wasn't really, it was a little too angry for me. Very angry and coarse. And, you know, that was during the whole beef with Biggie. So my friend's like, oh, you got to hear this because he's had big beef. And I'm like, I don't care. I don't. You got to hear this song. Why do I don't? Oh, I don't want to know. Don't play this.
When is the Avs preview?
Every preview will be done between now and December 24th.
Throwing everybody off not doing it alphabetical.
The way that I'm doing the previews, legit, there is no plan.
Even when you do it alphabetical, people ask you when next team.
There is no plan with the previews. It's just whatever. So there's a number of teams left, and I'll be going through and doing 3 previews tomorrow. Just having fun with it.
Why don't you see Boeser as a long-term Canuck?
Because I don't think the Canucks see him as a long-term Canuck. I think the plan is to try to improve the team, and I think Boeser is going to end up being the guy that gets sacrificed to try to improve the blue line.
Where can I watch every NHL game?
NHL Center Ice. Apparently, Center Ice subscribers were told they're going to get charged on January 10th. So as soon as the NHL announced that agreement, they're like, and okay. So I'll be getting charged too on January 10th, I guess.
Will it be the same price as normal?
It should be prorated. It should be prorated. I would think.
But have you ever corresponded with NHLers on channel? Like through the comments section?
I've never seen an NHLer comment under his real name.
I don't think any of them would use their real name.
No. That's why I'm saying it that way, because I'm sure I've probably seen comments from NHLers and probably talked.
We've had comments from families.
Yes.
Boeser to the Wild.
That's always been the rumor that he'd end up in Minnesota, and then the Canucks would end up with Dumba. I'd be very surprised if that happened. But it's been the rumor, and at some point in time, I think Boeser probably ends up going.
Do you like the band Doors? The Doors?
The Doors are okay.
The Doors are fun. Man, that really sucks about Boeser. He's a good one. Such a diamond.
Boeser is an excellent player. He had a down year. There's been comments over the years. I've seen fans make the comments about his dedication and his work ethic and all of this. And I don't know whether any of that is organizational in their views either, but it's out there. We'll see how long he's here. I want him to stay too. I have a Boeser jersey. You can ask her. Anytime he scores, I go nuts. I'm very happy when Boeser gets goals. I want him to stay.
He says it in a certain way.
As if it was like Brock Lesnar.
Yes.
So, yeah, it's that same. And you got to do the pose. You look silly if you don't do the pose.
Right.
With it.
That'd just be
You got to do the Hogan pose while you're yelling Brock Boeser.
Have you ever watched a game in Washington, D.C.?
No, you've never been to Washington, D.C.
Been to Washington, D.C.
I'll be there someday as president. So I figure 2028.
It's not possible, but...
Everything's possible now.
It's not.
It's 2028, I figure I'm going to take
they're kind
over.
of picky about where you can be born to be president.
No, that's going to change. I'm going to be president in 2028.
Not possible.
That'll be the big merger between Canada and the States.
I think you have to be a citizen first.
No, they're merging Canada and the U.S.
But beyond that, I'm pretty sure you have to be born a citizen.
We're going to have a corporate merger of the two countries. It'll be fine.
REM or U2? REM.
U2.
No question.
Not close.
No, it's not close.
U2.
It's definitely not U2.
It's definitely U2.
REM. Definitely REM.
Where the streets have no name.
It's really
With or without you.
No.
The Fly. Mysterious
Shannon,
Ways.
2028. Yeah, again, he has to be American.
I think we're going to change that.
I don't think they're going... I don't think you
I think we're going to change that.
Only be a citizen of another country. I don't think that works.
Can I get Howie Mandel to be the vice president?
I'm not drinking pumpkin chai. I got a new box of tea today, and it was really exciting. So I had tea Christmas today. Could
I get Brent Butt to be my vice president?
And so I have...
He's Canadian too. Two Canadians
colors.
make an American.
He's also wearing French colors.
Yes.
But my tea is a new Christmas tea. It's
L&H.
chocolate chip cookie biscuit, I think is what it's called. So it's fun. Christmas tea. I like it. Take that ugly jersey off and that hat.
I don't know what they're trying to say.
Yeah, they want you to take it off, Shannon.
Okay, so it's that time
I
in the
know
live
what you're
stream.
saying.
Time in the
I
live stream.
understand.
Don't you say that to me every night? Take that off, that ugly shirt. Ugly.
That jersey's ugly.
Yeah. Uh-huh. The big silly grin on your face.
The tea's really good. I like it. It's weird. So we used to have the tea stores everywhere, and so I could like see the tea, smell the tea, try the tea. You could buy it by the cup, and now with it being only online, it's one of those. Well, I'll try it. That one's good. So don't listen to trolls. They just want Shannon to perform a striptease. I know. Watch those super chats come in. How else do you think he pays for the reverse retros, people?
Yeah, it's my OnlyFans. My OnlyFans gets me there. One retro at a time.
Will I ever wear an NHL jersey for a live stream? I do. I do sometimes.
During the season. During
yeah.
the season, it's more common for you to do that.
I do wear them.
During the playoffs, especially.
Yeah. I do wear them during live streams.
As long as the team you cheer
for.
And
when we actually have meetups, I wear jerseys to meetups. But we don't.
And I mean, you have what, 3 different Winnipeg jerseys now?
Do I only have 3? I'm
you have
pretty
the
sure
All-Star. You have the Heritage.
Yeah.
And now you have the retro reverse.
I have the regular,
do you have the regular one too?
Well, I have the jersey hoodie.
I got you the Line A one. Which one's Line A?
No, I don't. That one's way too big. That doesn't fit me anymore.
Oh, okay.
No, I have the jersey hoodie.
Okay, so that doesn't count.
The women's hoodie?
That doesn't count as a jersey.
That's the regular one. I don't think I have a regular one.
So you have 3 jerseys then.
Because I don't have very many of the Adidas.
Right.
So I don't have many of the current ones. I have a lot of the Reeboks. Reeboks are the ones I have. Do I have a Winnipeg Reebok?
And then she wears the size 42s in the Adidas.
Even though they're still really, really long, they're still quite large. If they could make them a women's-sized Adidas, that'd be great.
Right.
But
I don't think that's the plan.
But girls don't get cool stuff, so. Does Tampa add players to the taxi squad to get under the cap?
They're going to have to be careful with that. I know there's regulations coming in. I would imagine that for a player to be on the taxi squad, they may have to be there for a minimum amount of time and then a maximum amount as well to try to prevent teams using it as a cap circumvention. And you don't want teams to say, okay, so tonight we're going to put this guy in the taxi squad, and then after this game, we're going to move him to the taxi squad so they're getting around the cap. It'll be interesting to see what Tampa does. They still need to make a move before the season.
The Sith aren't evil. They're just misunderstood. Agree or disagree?
Disagree. I'm going to disagree because they kill way too many kids for not being evil. You can only kill a few children and not be evil. You can probably, 4? I think anything more than 4 dead ones. And then, like, generally people and just people, I think you could kill like 10 people before you're actually considered evil. After 10, you're not redeemable at that point. That's where, okay, now you're evil. That was number 11. You're done.
Is that Bettman leering over your TV?
Yeah, that's the
sure
Bettman picture.
Is.
Yeah, that's the Bettman picture. Right there. That's Bettman. That's him.
How much money have you spent on jerseys throughout your lifetime? Nowhere near as much as you think.
Yeah.
Nowhere near as much as people think.
Not what it was. And before I had the channel, like for instance, here's a for instance. This one here, I got at a local Sport Check for $40.
So I really like that one.
Cost me $40 at a local Sport Check. So I have not paid as much on jerseys as people would think.
Is that Vegas Gold, the night stocking in the background? Love it.
Yep. We got that from a subscriber.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah, I do.
That so I make sure that goes up on the wall at this time of year just so he knows I still have it.
I like that. Yeah, and Adelaide really wanted to put stuff in it, but I told her, no, sweetie, that one just goes on the set. And then we have Vegas ornaments too. I made all the ornaments on that tree, but like actual ornaments. We got, because we were at Vegas 2 years ago for Christmas, so we have Vegas ornaments.
So
We have the little Vegas Zamboni.
right. Ross and Marshalls in the States have been having sales on jackets and jerseys, but the jerseys have really been getting attention at like $20 each for Adidas and Ross.
Ridiculous.
$15 for Fanatics. So a subscriber found this for me at the store and picked it up and sent it to me. And with shipping and everything, it was still $30.
That's crazy.
And it's an Adidas. It's nice. And yeah, that's kind of snazzy. I could wear that to a meetup at some point. I could look like a coach.
Yeah, there you go.
For if I don't want to play.
Do you know which jersey you've had the longest?
Yes. The jersey I've had the longest is it's in the Canucks.
Wait, is it still hanging up?
Oh, it better be.
I thought you took that one down.
Oh.
You're wrong though.
I had toyed with the idea of taking it down, but yeah, there it is. In all of its beat up glory.
I had to totally restitch it.
I bought this in 1990.
Like, look at how the embroidery. Cause I don't know if you guys can even see that, because the embroidery machines weren't computerized like they are now, and so it's totally different. But I had to re-sew that back on.
Yep, I bought that in 1990, 30 years ago.
Could the Canucks play in Quebec City, and would that affect or hint a possible Nordique return?
No. Okay, no to the return of the Nordiques. It's possible they would play at Videotron Center for this year. That would depend on the officials in Quebec signing off on it, the health officials. And, of course, the NHL would have to be open to that as well. I think it's more likely that Vancouver would share an arena with another NHL team, which wouldn't be a preferable solution for the NHL, but it makes more sense.
When are we going to see more action in hockey? When there's hockey?
We'll be seeing free agents and trades and stuff of that nature over the next week and a half.
New rule, misogyny is not allowed. No, that's rule number 1. Don't be an ass. That falls under the don't be an ass umbrella.
Yes.
So, no, that rule is absolutely in existence.
Yeah, there's a lot of those rules.
Agreed.
That just all fall under the one.
Yes. Rule number 1, don't be an ass.
Yep.
I don't have much tolerance for that. Lisa doesn't have much tolerance for that. So, yeah, no. Wookiees, Jawas, or Ewoks? Which is more evil?
Well, I guess Jawas, but Jawas are just more selfish. Jawas are like the scavengers of the galaxy.
Do we own an outdoor ice rink?
We don't have outdoor ice rinks here. That's not a thing.
We certainly wouldn't be able to afford one either.
And it doesn't freeze.
There is one in Vancouver.
Is there?
But yeah, and I can picture it.
In what?
And
Use
it's
it
kind
for
of
like 3 days?
underground-ish area. No, they have the.
Oh, I know the one you're
freezing
talking
system.
about down by
Downtown.
It's down by the.
It's down by the museum area.
Right. It's the one that's on all the movies. There's all the Christmas movies.
Yes.
Always film a scene there.
Yes.
I think Legends of Tomorrow has had it in the background in one of their episodes.
Yeah, isn't it off Robson?
Yeah. Granville. No, not Granville.
People don't have ice rinks in their yard here.
You can't.
It would be a big puddle.
We
do have a lot of big puddles.
My aunt, when she moved out here from Halifax, she was like, "Oh, we made sure we got a house with a big backyard for the outdoor rink." And my mom and I both laughed at her. We're like, "Yeah, have fun with that. Enjoy pouring water all over the grass. It doesn't freeze here. You can't have outdoor skating."
Well, if you did, it'd be really, really expensive.
Yeah, it would be pointless. It'd be pointless.
So, no, we don't. We have a trampoline, though.
It's a disadvantage to growing up on the wet coast.
Yard.
It's the wet coast for a reason.
So that's pretty cool. Thoughts on Dynamite beating Raw in the ratings?
Predictable. Raw has been abysmal, and then they were up against an excellent football game, so it's predictable that the ratings would be poor. Raw's been a mess. I enjoy SmackDown. Raw's been a mess.
What does Washington do without Henrik Lundqvist?
They either end up going with Vanacek as the backup, or they could circle back on a guy like Jimmy Howard. Craig Anderson's out there still. Neither of them have decided to retire. But Vanacek may end up getting that backup role. It's just a little earlier than I think they would have wanted.
Of course, Shannon remembers G.I. Joe and Transformers.
I hated G.I. Joe so much. All the Cobra guys had to use was their gun. Duke could run right up to them and they just stand there and stare at him like, you idiots, turn your gun and shoot Duke. I wanted one episode where Duke gets shot in the face. Did I get it? No. I never saw Duke get shot in the face. And it made me so angry. I cheered for Cobra. And then with Transformers was fine. They didn't have any aim, but they were robots. So every now and then they'd get shot, but it was all right. But Transformers was great. Although when you rewatch it now as an adult, you're like, wow, they're totally trying to sell me toys. That Transformer didn't exist in the last episode, doesn't exist in the next episode. This episode's just to highlight him, so we'll go out and buy his action figure. It was so mind-blowing to rewatch it.
Have you done a Datsuk career video?
Yes. Yeah, I have.
Transformers or Beast Wars?
Oh, Beast Wars. Beast Wars, easy. Beast Wars wasn't trying to sell us anything. And Beast Wars, each episode led to the next. And then you'd have like the what are they called? The pods from orbit falling from the sky. So they wouldn't know it's going to be Autobot or Decepticon or Predacon, I should say. It was so fun. That Beast Wars was great. I own Beast Wars. I just haven't made her sit through it yet. Have either
of you ever solved a Rubik's Cube?
I've taken it apart and put it back together. Does that count? That
does not count. I have.
I felt so bad. My dad came home and he saw it was solved. He was so proud of me. And I was like, yeah, I did that. Yeah. I'm so proud my son figured that out. Oh, I figured it out all right.
Who are the Pittsburgh Penguins make the playoffs? Is it supposed to be when?
The Penguins, I have them slated to finish 5th in their division, which would have them just barely finishing. But you got Philadelphia, the Islanders, the Capitals, and the Bruins in that division too. That is going to be a really, really tough division. That is going to mean a lot of intense games. Probably a lot of fights going on in this NHL this year because it's only divisional games. Pittsburgh's in tough.
Does Yvonne remember Gummy Bears or the Wuzzles? Yes, and I've been saying that I hope Disney Plus eventually release the Wuzzles because I liked that show and that was on Disney when I was little. So I know Disney has it. Shannon probably has no idea what the Wuzzles are because he was too old for it and he's a boy. But yes. And every once in a while I do sing the Gummy Bear song. So there's that. Do you like the Back to the Future movies?
Who doesn't? I think you'd have a hard time finding people that don't like the Back to the Future movies. And you just have to just accept that there's going to be a bunch of things that happen that counteract the other things and contradict the other things that have happened, but that's how time travel movies work.
Why would Gary Bettman need to go? He's doing a pretty darn good job.
Bettman now again, twice now during a pandemic, he's figured out a way to have an agreement settled.
I think people just like to put things on him.
And the league now makes
him.
I think the league makes 3 times more money than they did when he was hired. Owners are his employer. They're making more money than ever. They're not going to fire him.
Sounds like he's pretty successful in doing his job.
He's doing pretty well.
So
he's doing pretty well.
Yeah. Is Gremlins a Christmas movie?
Yep. Absolutely.
When I was little, it was considered a Christmas movie.
When I was little, it wasn't out yet. But I remember, I'm old enough to remember when Gremlins came out. Gremlins and The Neverending Story were the 2 movies that when they came out, parents went nuts. Because both of those were rated PG, and there was some intense stuff that happened.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
The Wolf and Neverending Story, People were
I
not
had a
happy with
friend
that
that
because
was
kids had nightmares.
Scared.
And
so
then
bad by
Gremlins,
that.
just in general, people were like, "This shouldn't be PG at all. This is disgusting."
But ratings were totally different then.
Yeah, now
so
nobody care.
different.
Nobody care now.
Does Shannon remember Inspector Gadget?
I say it. I sing that song all the time.
Do 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 do.
I think everybody does.
Yeah.
Doesn't everybody sing that song?
Right. Is Iron Man 3 a Christmas movie? Why is that? Why would that be a Christmas movie?
Because it takes place at Christmas. So that makes it automatically a Christmas movie.
I don't remember.
If you haven't watched Dash and Lily and you have Netflix, watch Dash and Lily. It's a very good show.
Yeah, I finally picked one that Shannon likes, so ta-da.
Very good show. Dash and Lily is a very good show.
Airplane was rated PG and had a half-naked woman. To be fair, in the 80s, most movies had topless women.
Yeah, it used to be.
Like,
it used to
that
be.
was just.
It used to be that
movie.
you could have a topless scene and you got a PG or PG-13 rating, and then somewhere along the way, people went, boobs are really offensive. We need to get them out of movies so we can get more violence.
Boobs are now the root of all evil, especially nipples. Female nipples, male nipples. Nah. Female nipples, though.
Not even that.
Evil.
Twitch has started banning girls over cleavage, which is like what?
I must say, you have no control over whether you have it or not.
Well, and I used to argue about that. I remember in my high school they had the dress code, and cleavage was like in the dress code, and I'm like, wait a minute. So girls that are flat chested can wear different shirts than girls that aren't. Why?
Absolutely.
And nobody ever gave me a reasonable
evil.
Answer to that. Because I knew girls that wore really low cut shirts because they were flat chested, and other girls couldn't. I'm like, wait a minute, that doesn't make sense.
Yep.
So the offensive part is what exactly? Because I just didn't understand.
Boobs are
I thought it was confusing.
Mm-hmm. Yes. How do you see the NHL naming the divisions?
It's supposed to be Canadian Division, Pacific, Central, and Eastern. That's the plan.
Who is your favorite player ever? And in your opinion, the best player ever?
My favorite player ever? Probably my buddy Cliff Ronning right there. Center, small player, overachieved, came over from St. Louis. He was kind of an afterthought for the Blues. Number one center for Vancouver during some of their best years. Loved the guy. Best player I've ever seen is Gretzky. It's not close.
Do you remember the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? If you do, are you watching the reunion?
I made her watch the first episode of Fresh Prince.
Because I didn't watch it.
Fresh Prince was great. Loved Fresh Prince. I loved every character on it. One of my favorite lines ever is, and all of this is my Uncle Phil. That is, to this day, one of my favorite lines ever. That was the first time I really laughed watching the show. Wasn't the last. Yvonne didn't find it particularly funny. Although you just watch the pilot. It takes a while to get going. You should watch the one where Evander Holyfield's in it.
Do I remember Alvin and the Chipmunks? Of course.
Everybody remembers
I
Alvin
watched
and the Chipmunks.
the original movie in the theater. That was fun. And I have the Alvin and the Chipmunks Christmas album because of course I do. Doesn't everybody have their Christmas album? Right?
Well, I had the Christmas album when I was 3.
See? We had
the record.
Cassette. We had the cassette.
We had the record.
And we listened to it in the car.
And it was, I'm pretty sure I was insistent on listening to it over and over and over again.
Yeah. Oh, we did too. Mm-hmm. It was great. So now I have the CD.
And then Alvin's got to do the hula hoop thing out of key.
Alvin! Yeah, see? We know the Chipmunks. Does Lundqvist retire as a Ranger or a Capital?
He'll retire as a Ranger. It's one of those things where let's say at the end of this year, he says, well, I'm not coming back because of the heart condition. He'll sign a 1-day contract with the Rangers to officially retire as a Ranger.
Did you ever see Gretzky live?
No.
Like playing hockey?
Nope. The only hockey game I saw live, there was one game in 1981 or 82. I think it was 81. And that was the only hockey game I had seen live until I met her 4.5 years ago. Mm-hmm. So I never saw a live hockey game other than in Chilliwack. I would go and see the Chiefs here and there. I think I saw a game that had Brett Hull in it because he was in the BCHL, but dipped if I remember.
When you write, please answer. I have no idea what
Answer
you're
me now.
asking.
Answer me now.
No clue.
Answer me now.
I hope you guys understand. I'm not even able to scan all of the questions on the side, let alone read them out
Answer
loud,
them
of course.
Answer
So
now.
sorry if I missed your question. That's what happens when there's 469 people on
Wow.
here. So
You've attracted 469 people.
I'm okay. What about Mr. Jessup? Mr. Jessup's great. Do you like the classic Three's Company?
Depends on the
that
season.
one when you're watching, you're just like, oh.
Depends on the season.
Oh,
the first season of Three's Company, where it's a take on Upstairs Downstairs, which was a British show. The first season is very good because it's line for line Upstairs Downstairs, which is a very good show. And if you haven't seen it, check it out. You can find it. And then it just turns into, so Chrissy's stupid. And it goes downhill. It all turns into slapstick in season 2.
Yeah.
And and then usually when there's some kind of a triangle problem in a show, I'm like, oh, they've gone full Three's Company with this. And it can get really frustrating really quickly.
Did you guys like Linkin Park in the early 2000s? I saw him in concert.
I don't know anybody that didn't. Linkin Park was great. I mean, some of the metal crowd didn't like Linkin Park in the beginning.
They played with Metallica. That was I drove Linkin down to Seattle for that one.
Yeah,
that was fun.
Linkin Park won people over. Have you listened to or read the lyrics of "Bleed It Out" since Chester passed away?
Oh yeah,
that's not a good song.
I know.
That's an upsetting song when you think about everything.
I've listened.
And it's too bad because it's one of my all-time favorite songs from them. But the lyrics are on the TV because I listened to it on Amazon Music and I was like, oh no,
right?
Oh no. I never really put together what this song was telling me. That's bad, Chester.
Yeah. Avs or Vegas for the Pacific?
I would say that Vegas probably ends up finishing first in the Pacific, but I like the Avs' chances of getting further in the playoffs.
What's your New Year's resolutions? I don't do that. I don't do resolutions, I think. Well,
we have one.
I think New Year's resolutions are silly.
We have one.
What?
Get vaccinated.
People go places.
Get vaccinated, get on a plane, and get the hell out of Abbotsford. Go anywhere. Go somewhere.
I don't just do the New Year's resolutions. I find it silly to
my resolution is do stuff.
To do it.
Do stuff. And also not complain when hockey's on all day. I'm done. I've had so much time of no hockey. I will never complain again about hockey being on too long. Not going to happen. Nope. I miss it.
Come to Vegas. Oh, we were talking about that today. That we really miss Vegas.
I've stocked up on Vegas jerseys. I now have 6 different Vegas jerseys because I have the All-Star jersey and there's another specialty jersey of theirs I have 2. I'm all stocked up on Vegas jerseys now. We can go for a week and I could just wear Vegas jerseys when I go out in public, and then I'll have like a team I cheer for.
We're really,
underneath.
really hoping that things will improve greatly
and
we'll be able to come in August.
If we come in August, don't be surprised when I'm wearing jerseys when it's 45 degrees out Celsius, about 120 Fahrenheit. Because once it gets that hot, it doesn't matter what you're wearing. It's not like you go, wow, I'm wearing a t-shirt. I'm not hot today. It's 120 freaking Fahrenheit. I wear a jersey because who cares?
Yeah, true. Yeah, we do plan, hoping to be able to go to Vegas the beginning of August, those first 2 weeks.
Yes.
So
I think if we could do a weekend, we don't want to do Disneyland. Disneyland's going to be wait till everybody's done because Disneyland opens. It's going to be a crush of people.
I don't know. We'll have to see how things happen.
But we want to go to Vegas. I want to stay at the Aria. I had this beautiful room at the Aria planned out, and then we had to cancel. So that was the plan in August. That's still the plan.
Yeah.
That's the hope, is the Aria.
Have you ever been to Minnesota?
Nope. Have you ever been? The answer is probably no.
Yeah, I was just gonna say most of the places
in the States we've been to Idaho, Washington,
Oregon.
Oregon, California.
By California, he means Disneyland.
And we set foot
Vegas.
in Arizona.
Yeah, we crossed the bridge.
We crossed the Tillman Bridge.
Well, no, we did. I did not cross the
I
Tillman
did.
Bridge. I crossed the dam.
I did it. I went across the bridge. As I wasn't scared of the bridge because it's a huge bridge. It's not like jumping.
Pass.
I'm jumping up and down on it, and she's like, ah, like she's
No, pass.
like I have the weight
No.
to break the Tillman Bridge.
I know, right?
Like, which would make me famous, for like after I'm dead. But just think of the fame I'd have for that. This guy jumped up and down on and broke the Tillman Bridge.
No. Will you ever think about going to Boston? Oh, he's thought about it many times.
Thought about going to Boston so many times.
He definitely thinks about it.
I know when we go into a Vancouver.
Have you been to Russia? No.
Nope.
Really, if the question is, have you been to? It's probably no.
I've never
Unless
left
it's
North America.
Vegas or Disneyland.
She's left North America to go to France.
I've been to France. I've been to the New York airport, and I've been to an airport in Georgia. I have been to Minnesota. I went to the Mall of America. My aunt took me there when I was 13. So, I've been to Minnesota.
How big is the Mall of America?
It was huge, but it's a lot of the same stores.
Like West Ed.
Yes, it's weird.
West Edmonton Mall was such a
Another one of
disappointment to me.
those.
I was very disappointed in West Ed Mall because I was like, wait, that's another Victoria's Secret. There's like 4 of them in this mall.
Have we
That's
been to
cheating.
Vancouver? I don't know. Have we been to Vancouver?
I haven't been to Vancouver since July.
I go there almost weekly.
I haven't been there
So.
since July.
No, we've never been to Prince Edward Island.
Or no, we went there in September.
We did. We had to go to the Vancouver store.
Because I had to
Canucks
take back
store.
the pictures.
They
The
sent
extra
us things
pictures
we
they sent
didn't
me.
buy.
Which threw them off completely. Like, wait, you're being honest? Yeah. No, you guys sent me stuff I didn't order.
We didn't pay for this.
Yeah.
Oh, let's
What did
see.
you do?
Would you visit the Yukon?
I've talked to you about visiting
Yeah.
the
Oh,
Yukon.
that would be awesome.
I would love to go to the Yukon for the Northern Lights and just for how beautiful it is up there.
Absolutely. We are an hour outside of Vancouver, BC.
Yep. Depending on traffic.
So, yeah, we are right by the American border and near the Pacific Ocean. The Antarctic. It'd be cool, but I don't think that's
We
one
could
of those
probably
things
take
that
a
would
ferry
ever
there,
happen.
couldn't we?
No.
There's just a ferry. It's like just on the
Did
other
I
side
go
of
to
Victoria, right?
Saint-Tropez? I don't remember. I went to so many places in France. I was there for 2 weeks, and I went all over. Like, I started in Paris and went to Normandy, and then went along the west coast, and then ended in Nice.
Did you go to Dieppe?
Where?
Dieppe.
I don't know what you're saying.
Dieppe. Dieppe.
No,
Oh,
I don't
right.
think so. But I went to lots of places. So, where did you live when you lived in Ontario?
When I was born, we lived in Petawawa because my dad was in the military. So we were in Petawawa until I was, I don't know, I was still a baby when we moved to Gander, which is in Newfoundland. But yeah, we were in Petawawa.
Have you ever been to Connecticut or any part of northeastern USA? I've been to the New York airport.
Closest I've been is Petawawa.
That's
maybe Gander. That's about as
Really?
close as I get.
we have.
I'm gonna
not
say Petawawa was
traveled
closer
much.
than Gander because Gander you're on the island. So yeah.
There's not. No, we have not been many.
I'll put it this way: before I had a channel and before I had an Yvonne, I went 3 years of not leaving Chilliwack, where I hadn't left the town of Chilliwack in about 3 years, and that's conservative. It might be more than that.
Do you have any siblings?
I don't.
I do.
You just have the one, right?
I do just have the one.
Scarlett Johansson. It's not very well
Yeah.
known that Scarlett Johansson's her sister, but you can see the resemblance because, of course.
No, my sister and I kind of look alike, but we kind of don't.
I don't think you guys look alike.
I can see it. My sister is much taller and much darker. I got the pale short jeans.
Well, if you're going to get one, you might as well get both.
We need to visit Salmon Arm.
I have a friend that's from
been to
Salmon Arm, although
Arm
she now
forever.
lives down in Spokane. Why would you grow up in...
They are similar.
I guess.
They do
I'm just
look
surprised
similar.
she's in Spokane.
Spokane's
Because she
a
lived
lot
in Florida.
hotter, but Salmon Arm gets pretty
So
toasty.
living in Florida was so good to her that now she's in Spokane.
That'd
She
be
was not happy in
sad.
Florida, though.
No, that'd be sad.
She lived near Fort Lauderdale. I didn't think it would be that much of a pain, but I guess she didn't really like it.
That Montreal Reverse Retro is beautiful.
Yep, it's one of my favorites. The striping on it's excellent. Everything, it's so simple. You just take the colors, you reverse them, and done. Just a couple of clicks on Photoshop, and there you go, guys. I brought up a new jersey. Good for you. Here's $50,000. Yay!
McDonald's have brought back the McRib. That's just
Not
in
in
the
Canada.
States.
Yeah, we don't have the McRib in Canada.
Wait, I saw you didn't get a Coyotes retro? Where would you have seen that? That was like his first one he got.
Space Coyote. And I wore this for the Coyotes preview today, and I used it for the thumbnail for the preview today.
Yeah, he really likes that one. Is our
Space
tree
Coyote.
up? Yeah, we have this tree right here. Do you see the tree? The lights aren't on it. Did the batteries
are.
die? No, they
Those
aren't.
lights
Those
are
are
on.
the other ones.
I don't know. The batteries are dead then.
That's what I just said. The battery died. So there's the little hockey tree, and then we have our big tree upstairs. But we did a video the other day in front of our big tree.
Yes.
McRib is overrated. No, that's disgusting. I worked at McDonald's and we had the McRib, and before they
Yeah, but you
dip it in that,
you just
barbecue
slide it down your
sauce,
throat.
It looks so
you don't even have
gross.
to chew it. You just slide it right. It's like one. You can eat it like a duck.
It's
You
a
just
big meat
slip it
nugget.
down. Yeah.
Without breading on it.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of any kind of meat nuggets, but that one looks.
Except this meat nugget. Am I right? Right. That's her nickname for me. Meat nugget.
Oh my gosh, you're so funny. Okay. Such a
No, I'm not.
dork.
The comment section said I wasn't funny
I
yesterday.
know.
Remember I told you.
Okay. Pierre is saying that free agency will start July 28th. With that in mind, what date would the expansion draft be?
Okay, so your Stanley Cup should be awarded July 15th. I'm going to say that the expansion draft would be, because the regular draft will probably be on the 23rd or 24th. So your expansion draft is probably about 5 days after the cup is awarded. I'm guessing it's going to be whenever the cup's awarded, they'll give like a 4 or 5 day period, and then Seattle has the expansion draft. Then you have the entry draft, and then you have free agency. That's the order it'll go.
The Arch Deluxe was good. I worked at McDonald's.
I
back
missed
when
the
they
big
had
extra.
Yes,
I
did
desperately
but I
missed
worked
the
there
big
with
extra.
the Arch Deluxe, and the big extra was very, very similar.
The
There was
big
only a
extra
little
was
bit that
like,
they
here's
changed.
a really good burger, and then they went, and they took it away from me because they hate me. It's a general rule: if I like a food or I like a soda pop, it's going to disappear because they hate me.
Shannon's one spicy meat nugget. Oh my goodness. Okay.
I'll get that put on the next geeky jersey I get.
Spicy nugget.
Yeah, there you go.
Do you think Hoglander will make the Canucks out of training camp? And if so, whose job does he take?
I think Hoglander will end up on the taxi squad. I'm going to guess that he ends up on the taxi squad for them, and he'll be the first injury replacement in the top 9. I don't know that there's room for him in the top 9 right now, and so I would think taxi squad might be the best place for him, work on his game, and then, like I said, as soon as there's an injury, and it's the Canucks, there'll be an injury early, then Hoglander would step in.
What about the McPizza?
I never tried the pizza.
I did. It wasn't very good.
Because for me, pizza, I had Canadian 2. So when they had the pizza, I lived right across, and I was single at the time. Right across from there was Canadian 2-for-1 pizza, and they had a $5 deal on a small pep, and I got it every day. So eventually, even when the special went away, I just got it. I would just walk by and kind of give them a nod, and they go, "Small pepperoni, yep." all right, $5. Thanks, guys. And then I, get that, and that would be my food for the day. I was quite happy with that. Was a great setup.
Can't wait for World Juniors.
I'm cautiously optimistic with the World Juniors just because the amount of COVID tests that came out positive, the fact that you've already got 2 teams quarantining, and they were all on planes together, it makes me a little nervous. And now they've cut out all the exhibition games, so they're going straight into the games that matter right away. I hope they get this done. I really hope they get it done.
I've seen Boston Pizza on the dasher boards whenever I watch NHL game on TV. Is Boston Pizza good? It's a very popular restaurant. It's very similar to Applebee's in the States, but it's a lot better than Applebee's. I've been to Applebee's a few times, and every time it's been...
The best pizza from Boston Pizza is their pierogi pizza. The pierogi pizza is kind of fantastic.
But they have... Most of their menu is not pizza. It is very similar to an Applebee's style where they have all different things.
I usually get the pasta. Their lasagna is really good.
But Applebee's is always gross.
And their spaghetti and meatballs is very good, too. Their meatballs are fantastic.
McPizza. Yeah, I think wasn't that only in Canada? I don't think they have that in the States.
I don't know. I know we had it.
It was.
I know
pizza.
it was a pain.
They had pizza at McDonald's.
I know it was a pain because you had to have the pizza oven. So you had, whenever they bring in something where you have to add more machinery, it's just, a pain for the people working there.
Makes it expensive too.
Yep.
Do we have Little Caesars? Yep.
Absolutely. I order from Little Caesars just around. We've got one just not too far from us. And I order from there probably about once a week.
No, it's not that often.
The nice thing is that
it's like once.
The nice thing is because I don't eat like I used to. If I get a small pizza, one piece can go to Yvonne here, and that small pizza will last me 2 meals. So I can have half one meal and half the other meal, and I'm good. That way it lasts me a couple of days.
Pizza was only in Canada. I thought so. Is Starbucks, Dunkin' Donuts, or Tim Hortons best?
Tim Hortons. Tim Hortons is the best of the 3. Dunkin' Donuts is pretty good, though.
I was not impressed.
Krispy Kreme, I would put ahead of Dunkin'.
Yeah. I was not impressed with Dunkin' Donuts at all.
I think the problem we had with Dunkin', too, though, is that they were stale when we went those couple of times.
It wasn't good.
When the kid behind the counter was like, I don't think you want that one.
Right. Yeah, that's right. They were really nice, but...
That was in Vegas, where he's like, I don't think you want that one. I'm like, really? Because I told him I had never had Dunkin' before, and he's like, yeah, you don't want that one. Okay.
Really nice. Come to North Central Calgary. We haven't had snow in like a month. We can't go anywhere. We're not allowed to leave the valley. So
technically, we're not supposed to leave the valley.
My dad hates Tim Hortons. Well, that's sad.
I can't imagine hating happiness.
No, my grandmother loved Tim Hortons. She thought they had the best coffee ever.
Tim Hortons French vanillas are fantastic, but they're so high in calories that I just can't drink them. But they're fantastic.
I don't know if we have a Panera.
I haven't seen one.
Are there Paneras in Canada?
I haven't seen one.
I don't know. Do you guys drink coffee? Nope.
Not if we can help it.
No.
I can always help it.
My grandmother really liked Timbits, or not Timbits, I've read a different one. My grandmother really liked coffee, and she would always offer me coffee, and every time I told her, no, Nannon, coffee tastes like dirt. Oh, Yvonne.
It is dirt.
You must try In-N-Out in Las Vegas. Best hamburger and fries, good prices.
We did.
We went there.
We even had the animal-style fries.
I don't get what the big deal is.
No,
I didn't think it was that great.
It was okay. We actually had a subscriber pay for the meal, so we kind of had to go.
And then we went with another subscriber. Mm-hmm. He was fun. But I didn't think it was that great. The shakes, on the other hand, were great.
The shake was fantastic.
That was a very good shake. But the food, do you think Ty Smith has the potential to join the ranks of top young defensemen?
Yes, and there will be an opening for him in New Jersey. I would be very surprised if he's not one of the more prominent defensemen for them as soon as this year.
Try Jack in the Box in Southern California. Is it different there?
I like Jack in the Box. They have it in the
States. It's not too bad.
I like Jack in the Box. When we're in Seattle.
It's not gross like Burger King.
When we're in Seattle and we've just got off the plane.
Yeah,
I always suggest the Jack in the Box because it's close to where we park the van.
Yeah.
So Yeah, the Jack in the Box there is actually pretty good. Because we went there the last 2 times we've got off a plane, we've gone there.
Because the McDonald's in the States pretty gross, and Burger King was nauseating.
And if you can avoid using the washroom on an airplane, you do.
Yeah.
So, you know, a fast food restaurant could be good if you need to use a washroom after you get off a plane, because planes are not. And if you're just in a rush to get out of the airport because it's crowded.
Yes. I already read that one, didn't I?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hey, Shannon.
What? That's me.
People watching.
I know.
Red Robins.
I don't mind Red Robin. It's okay. Here and there.
I don't think
some
it's
good
that
pasta
great.
there.
Yeah.
I think it's a bit overpriced.
It is quite expensive.
Yeah, I would say it's overpriced.
So, did you watch Saved by the Bell? Sure did.
I was too old for it.
I was not. I was right at that age.
Yeah, I was a bit too old for it.
Family Guy or Simpsons?
Simpsons.
Family
Not close.
Guy's crap.
I wouldn't go that far, but
That show
it's not close
is
between the two.
Terrible. Terrible and not funny.
I wouldn't say terrible.
I would say terrible.
It has terrible episodes. I'm not going to lie. It has Family Guy has some really bad episodes. And
Yeah.
and at some
Sure
point,
does.
I was pretty sure Seth was trying to get the show taken off the air. He was making jokes that were really offensive and not funny. And I was like, is he just trying to get taken off the air? But I don't think Fox cares anymore.
Do you guys remember the It miniseries from the early 90s?
She's never watched it. I watched it. I remember that was actually in the 80s because I watched it. I remember going to school with my friends and us talking about it. We were really into it. And then the last episode, the big finale, killed it for all of us. The next day at school, we were all like, and that was crap. Okay, so we sat through that miniseries for that ending. That was stupid. And it killed it for us. I haven't watched it again. Tim Curry, fantastic, though, in that movie.
He's fantastic in everything, so.
I consider it more a movie.
English toffee was the best, but Timmy's axed it. Way better than French. They also, I really liked,
okay.
They used to have
I prefer the French vanilla.
The maple creamy chilled, and that was really good. And they used to have the butter tarts, and they only come out with those every once in a while now. And that's sad. That's what I used to get when I would go to Timmy's with my grandma. I'd always get steep tea and butter tarts. Their steep tea still really
Well,
good.
they got away from all the donuts they used to do, too. They used to have so much variety with the donuts. Now they don't.
Where can I find your power rankings?
Which ones? The NFL ones are on the Entertainment Guy channel. I didn't do a power rankings last week on this channel. I don't know if I'm going to try to throw something together for tonight. I'm not thinking that I will. I want to do a power rankings before the season starts, but it's going to have to be different because of the divisions and because teams are only going to play other teams in their divisions. I'm going to have to do it different.
Have we ever had A&W? Of course we have.
We're Canadian.
Who hasn't had A&W?
When I was three,
in Canada.
When I was 3, there was a picture my mom had taken of me with the root beer when he came to Regina. Yeah, I used to sing that song every time I walked anywhere, and I try to walk with the root beer.
Mind you, if you're in the States, A&W in Canada is completely different.
Did they have the root beer
in the States? I have no idea.
I miss the root beer.
Nothing the same. The only similarity is they both have root beer.
Yeah, they didn't have the family
Other
burgers.
than that, it's
the family
totally
burgers
different.
is fantastic.
It's a huge chain here. Very, very different. McDonald's iced coffee or Tim's iced cap. McDonald's iced coffee because ice caps at Timmy's already have the sugar in them. So, boo to that. It'd be nice if they had them without sugar. So, wait, root beer. Do you not have it then? No, root beer. The bear. The big bear. Is there a better grocery chain in Canada than Loblaws? We generally go to Superstore or Save-On. I like Save-On, but since I can't go into grocery stores right now. No, Shannon thinks he's funny. So.
No, the internet tells me
best brand of Canadian whiskey. I don't know. The whiskey's gross.
You have to add whiskey to something else. You have to have something else with whiskey.
Blech.
Just straight whiskey is gross.
pass on the whiskey. So I don't know. What are you doing? Oh, cards.
Yeah, I just want to take a look at a couple of packs.
I know Little Blah's is Superstore. They have a bunch of stores, though. I know they do other stores, not just Superstore.
They closed all the independent ones, though, didn't they?
I know.
First Driver.
Boo.
Dale Hawerchuk with Buffalo.
Which Canadian beer is worse, Labatt or Molson?
Yes.
I don't know, because beer's gross, too.
Andy O. Oh, nice.
So, okay, maybe you guys convince him. I
Dave
told
Babbage.
Shannon that this week, since it's Christmas week, what he needs to do. Well, of course, root beer's in the States. That's not what we said. Root bear.
Yeah, the
like
root bear.
You know, bear, root bear. Okay. Anyways, okay. So I told Shannon what he needed to do is do videos where he's just opening some hockey cards.
Okay, how many
nothing exciting or anything, but just him opening hockey cards. I thought people might like that because
I don't know how many people
Christmas
would like
is lame, right? So he doesn't think it's a good idea.
I
think he thinks it's boring and nobody would watch it.
Yes.
I think it's a good idea for Christmas week where people aren't going to school and Christmas is really lame this year because we don't get to do any of the things that we normally get to do. So that's...
And the team leader I got...
see, look,
Brett
a lot
Hall.
of people say yes. Have we ever gone to Subway? Of course we've gone to Subway.
I love Subway. Okay, so Grant Fuhr.
Yeah, see, people
Doug
say
Gilmore.
yes. Yes.
Counting up Hall of Famers out of this pack. Hawerchuk.
Other content creators open cards. It's not. I don't. Okay.
Curry. Makarov. Makarov's in the Hall. I'm pretty
Will
sure.
Jason Spezza be center or right wing for the Leafs?
I think he'll end up on the right side because I think Thornton will end up on the same line as him, and it'll be interesting to see how they do. Be a very interesting season for them.
What are you saying is lame? I don't. When you just say that's lame, then don't watch it. See, that's the thing. If you don't like that kind of video, then you don't watch the video. You don't have to go on to the video and tell them that the video is stupid.
It's popular not to watch those videos.
Go on there and say hockey card opening is really boring. What you do is you don't click on that video.
That's standard though.
It's a little tip here.
I found out during the summer they were a black hole. That card openings just don't attract views.
I know. I just thought people might like
and
it.
Just
random it was Christmas
videos on careers do much better.
Christmas is kind of lame this year.
So I could do a Dave Babbage video.
He has the cards.
I could do a Randy Wood video.
Lots of unopened boxes of cards.
Claude Boyven character or video. So career video, 58 games, 187 penalty minutes.
Are there gas stations cheaper than Petro-Canada? Most of the gas stations are the same price.
Gas is weird. It used to be they had a bidding war on driving the price down for gas, and now it feels like it's the opposite.
Everywhere's the same price. So I mean, sometimes, which isn't it? Chevron is like a couple more cents than everywhere else, but everything else.
I think there's
the
a
same
reason
price.
for that, though.
Right? Don't they add stuff to?
I think there's the programs they have.
The same price.
There's the programs they have where you spend a certain amount and you get a certain amount. I think that's why people.
Have you been to Hamilton? Nope.
Petawawa, and that's about it. I would add grandmother and Carton Place.
Wait, I don't have to watch all the videos. Mind blown. I know, and you don't
now
have to
you're
go
driving
on to
down
and say that
you're driving
those
down my
videos
view
are
counts.
stupid.
You're driving down my view counts.
If you don't like a video, you can always click on it.
There we go.
Go make yourself some lunch. That works too. But you then don't have to come back
running.
and say, this was boring.
Ta-da, did it.
Why did you do this video?
Got running.
I saw nothing.
I got running. Oh, 2 Zarley Zalapskis in a row. I don't know why this happens in every pack where they have 2 of the exact same player in the same pack.
That is always weird.
In a row. Kirk McLean, Kabam Shabamos.
How is the chicken at Mary Brown's? It's great.
Fantastic.
Mary Brown's has the best.
Mary Brown's is amazing.
And the taters.
Do you think ever?
That's the best poutine.
Do you think ever like there's people that are from these restaurants that ask questions in these live streams so they can get a soundbite from us and then use it in a commercial?
We've had ones that people would just say this, and I'm like, no.
Let's see.
I don't
There's
respond
Craig
well
Ludwig.
to those comments.
John
Imagine
Tonelli.
someone clicking on a video just to hate on it. Oh,
That's all the time.
check all the downvotes on every video.
Gretzky.
Those people are subscribers.
the ones that downvote immediately. Yes,
They're on there. They're some of
they're
the
subscribers
first people.
with notifications turned on.
They do a downvote every time.
Yep.
But they subscribe and they add to the view time and the view watches. So
Yep.
it's all right.
Yep, it all adds up.
We don't mind.
This was the set of Pro Set that I liked, and this was the set of Pro Set where it died, and it's too bad because they actually did really well with both the back and the front, and they didn't get anywhere near the errors they got the first year they did it, but it died.
Downvoting for not having a mustache. I veto a mustache, so
I don't look good with a mustache. It does not work for me.
It's not.
That's cool, Kirk.
You look like you should be in 70s porn. I'm right.
I don't know what you're talking about.
This is really good tea. I like this one. I would never downvote Shannon. Aw, thanks.
I don't generally downvote videos.
On
I don't.
videos.
I can't remember the last time I downvoted a video.
Every single video, and they're the same people. And
the last time I can remember
it's
downloading
probably
a video,
like 2 people.
it was because it was a lie. It was one of those videos where it had an English title, it had English everything, and then you click on it, and it's another language, and there's no subtitles. I'm like, okay, this video is misleading. The title's misleading, and so I downvoted it.
Do you have another portrait of me in your living room? Not just the signed one right there. How short is Shannon?
Do
Do you ask people that normally?
Do you know what we need? We need a signed picture of Michael Bublé on this set. We need that.
Hold on, where's my phone?
That'd be
Text him.
fantastic.
My phone's
We
playing.
need a signed picture of him on the set.
Downvotes don't happen by accident. Well, I mean, sometimes they can, but on every single video and having it be the same amount of people, no, it's definitely not on accident.
I've watched where
intentional,
I will post.
It'll be the same people
I'll
because
post like 4 videos, and all
It'll go
4
on.
videos will have
There
the
they
same
go.
amount of downvotes at the same time. So
Yeah.
I'll look every 20 minutes, it's the same, and I'm like, okay, so it's the same person.
and the person has more than one whatever account.
More than one account, or he's phoning his friends.
because it'll be all at the same time. It's kind of
It's
funny.
It is.
Whatever. You can't say Bublé can't sing. That's just ridiculous.
Oh, he can sing. We've heard him live
yeah.
at his house. We heard him. He can sing. He sings all the time. There you go, Mike Medano, team leader. Shabams. I love these because they're some of my favorite players.
That Montreal jersey is very nice.
It's fantastic. It really is.
I don't get downvotes. They don't do anything.
They don't do anything.
So
I used to worry about them. I don't anymore.
that's a funny squeaky sound. I think it's supposed to be frogs because we're at the lake.
Yeah, and the sun's gone down. So, the only reason I talk about downvotes and videos is because when I talk about them, I tend to get more upvotes. So that's really the only reason I care.
What kind of differences are there between U.S. fast food and Canada fast food? Big fan, long time subscriber, awesome work. And the cheese is
the cheese is
totally
different. Yeah, the cheese has got better flavor on this side of the border.
Most of the places we've
But there's
gone in
different
the
food
States,
regulations. There's different flavorings you're not allowed to use.
and food colorings.
And yeah, definitely the food colorings.
So for us, like going to McDonald's here is pretty good. In the States, it's almost inedible. There is very little I or the kids will eat at American McDonald's. It's really gross. Burger King, again, totally different. We went to Burger King
I don't
once.
like Burger King in the States.
That was nauseating. It was so slimy and
Canada, I love it. Canada's my favorite. It's my favorite in Canada, and in the States, it's not.
Yeah, it's very different just because of food regulations. But between the meat and the cheese, you've got totally different food.
But there's the Chilliwack Burger King that's right by Cottonwood Mall. That's the best Burger King I've ever been to. I used to go there almost daily, and it was great. It was always good food. And then the one time the power went out, and it was the greatest day of my life because as I went in, the power went out. which meant all the heat lamps were off and everything was. And they're like, "Well, we've got to throw the food out. So do you want some?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." So they gave me like 4 burgers and pies and all this because they were up to throw it out anyways. And I'm like, "Well, don't throw it out. I'm right here." And that was before I was on a diet or anything. So throw it over here.
Are ketchup chips popular in Canada? We don't have them in the States.
They're popular,
fairly
but
popular.
I don't eat them. I don't like them. I'm not a ketchup fan.
All dressed are.
I've never had a burger and thought, this would be better if I didn't have a burger and it was just ketchup. I've never wanted to squirt ketchup down my throat. I'm not Tommy Boy. It is one of those things
that when I go down to the States, I do frequently buy it to take to people, but I much prefer all dressed chips. And the kind they have in the States that say they're all dressed, they're not.
No flavor.
Those don't taste anywhere near the same. Those taste like weird barbecue chips, and ours doesn't taste like barbecue.
In fact, I'll be right back.
So, but yes, ketchup chips are pretty popular. Like a lot of different brands have them too.
This is unopened. I have not opened this bag. You can see it's unopened. I haven't eaten a bag of chips since last August of 2019. This is loads of all dress. This is the PC. This is my favorite. President's Choice is from Superstore. So when people ask what's your favorite kind of chips, this right here. This is it. This is it.
Why eat fast food when they have great restaurants in the US? Because you can't always go eat just at a restaurant.
Especially
like
in
sit
Vegas.
Down restaurant. Sometimes you just want to be able to grab something.
And Vegas, they all have dress codes. A lot of them you have to dress up and
it's expensive.
And it is really pricey.
That, it'd be really pricey.
Well, we did the one in the Aria. We did the one in the Aria that one time. But that was pricey.
But at fast food, you can grab just a little bit of something and you can leave right then. Yep. You don't have to sit down and take an hour out of your day.
Yep. And they found that in terms of actual nutrition, it's the same at a restaurant as at a fast food restaurant, but people think it's healthier at the fancy restaurants, so they eat more and they actually take in more calories. Whereas at fast food, they realize they're eating what might not be great for them, so they eat less.
Darcy Kemper, Vezina Trophy winner by 2025.
I could see him winning one. It's going to be tough because playing in Arizona means he's going to get less attention than other goaltenders, but he's capable of it.
What do you put on a hot dog?
Relish and ketchup.
No.
And sometimes I'll have mayo and relish, but then I can't have ketchup. I don't want ketchup with the mayo in there because that is too much. But I don't mind mayo. Mayo and relish is nice.
A&W is here in the States. Yes, but it's a completely different restaurant than the one in Canada.
The one in Canada, they have the family of burgers. You have your teen burger, mama burger, papa burger, grandpa burger. And in the States, it's like totally
Pogos
different.
And
they don't
fried.
Do they have the hot dog at the one up here?
Mm-mm.
I'm trying to remember.
No,
I don't think they do.
They don't. Why are you dieting? Were you heavier?
Yeah,
I was.
I'm still down about 30 pounds from where I was.
I'm not going to say how much I'm down.
But yeah, I'm
half my weight
down.
So
we're both down, and I treadmill every day to try to keep down. The problem is that it ends up
there's a reason I'm very picky.
It ends up adding muscle mass to the legs. That
his legs are nice.
Anyways, but I have a feeling that if I stopped doing the treadmill and just stopped eating,
it'd be sad because his
then
legs
I would
are
see
nice.
more weight come off. So. That's probably because I jog 5 miles a day on the treadmill and I make sure it's on the incline. So if you want to avoid the shin splints and just being in general pain, leave it on an incline. It's harder. It's harder to do that, but you're not pounding it
on
so
hot
much.
Dog ever, hosers.
And so yeah, I leave the feet down so that or the feet up. I guess I should say so that it's on an angle at all times.
Incline.
And I don't have the same problem. I tried it where it was straight, and it hurt. The first night, it was a lot of pain I was in.
Shannon runs a ridiculous amount.
5 miles a day.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Are Nanaimo bars popular in Canada, or is poutine the popular food of Canada? Well, those are in two totally different categories.
Totally different. But
so
poutine's everywhere.
Anywhere that has French fries has poutine.
Yeah.
Everywhere. Like, I can't think of any place that doesn't have poutine if they have French fries. Like, yeah, if you have French fries, there's poutine. Nanaimo bars are a dessert item. So if you go to any bakery or store, they'll have Nanaimo bars. So Nanaimo bars are very popular, but they're not French fry popular.
No.
Because French fries. She likes the legs on the meat nugget. He has nice legs. How much sleep do we get per night? Not a lot.
Lately I've been averaging maybe 5.5.
I sleep way more than Shannon.
5.5.
So.
I've been more stressed over the last couple of months than normal, so I'm one of those people that I'll wake up and then my brain starts. So when I should be going back to sleep, I don't.
What's a Nanaimo bar? Oh, somebody doesn't know what a Nanaimo
chocolate
bar is?
and then gross.
No, okay, no, don't listen to Shannon. It's a
nastiness.
bar, a dessert bar. So it has the crust layer,
Gross.
which is like
gross
chocolate, coconut, like cookie. It's a crust, and then it has custard, and then it has chocolate ganache. And it's fantastic.
It's nasty.
No, they're really, really great.
It's nasty.
They're delicious. Don't listen to him. He's just wrong.
Nope, I can't
do have some different versions, but the classic Nanaimo is the chocolate coconut and then custard and then chocolate ganache. How's the temperature there?
Chilly for us.
Chilly and rainy.
For us, it's chilly, but it's raining, meaning it's not as chilly as it is in most of the rest of the country.
Trust Shannon more? Fine. Yeah, you can't have very much Nanaimo. They're very, very rich. We do not have a dog because we have 4 cats.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
No.
A dog's not going to happen.
Why are you stressed? Because it's the apocalypse.
Basically.
Isn't everybody stressed right now?
Is there
really
somebody
not stressed?
There really isn't anywhere to go. There isn't
how
anything
do you
to do. It's been going on since March. We're coming up to Christmas. There's always something.
Are you having the chicken bones? You smell like cinnamon. Yep. Okay.
Yep.
Yes, this is more than a full-time job for Shannon. Way more. Shannon works 7 days a week, and it's almost all of his waking hours.
365 days a year.
It's he never has a day off. It is way more than a full-time job.
It's been almost 4 years since I took a day off. And that was not a day I'm intended to take off. I was sick. So. And that day I did a video late that day because people were freaking out that I hadn't made a video. So I had to make a video to say, look, I'm sick. So technically I didn't take that day off either.
How many more years do you think Jordan Stahl has left in the league? Also, coconut's nasty.
I would say Jordan Stahl because Jordan Stahl isn't in the league for his offense. He's in the league for his all-around play. He's a guy who can play another 5 years. He can play a bottom 6 role. Even when the scoring's gone, there's still going to be teams that want to employ him. As long as he doesn't care as much about the money, he just wants to go out and play, which the Stahl brothers all seem to have in common. I don't see any reason he won't be in the league for at least another 5 years.
No, Shannon does not take Christmas off. We do a live stream every Christmas. Every single Christmas.
Because there's people that Christmas isn't necessarily a great day for them. So we want to make sure they have something to do, some kind of social thing to do. We've done that every year. We did that in Vegas 2 years ago.
We did. Do we pay taxes?
Uh-huh.
Of course we pay taxes. We're self-employed, which means our income is not taxed before we get it. So we get to see exactly how much taxes we pay. And it's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
We definitely pay taxes.
It's heavy.
We pay a lot of taxes.
It's heavy.
It's a lot.
Yep.
A lot of taxes.
When you're self-employed, you need a financial advisor.
When Shannon is sick. Shannon does videos even when he's sick.
Yep.
So
one thing about working from home, I can always find 15, 20 minutes to do a video. I've done videos over the last 2 years when I've been sick.
Please do some videos on the Attitude Era and the WWF, WWE, please, on the Entertainment Guy channel.
Well, we'll see what kind of time I have once hockey starts back up. And it's got to be one of those things where it feels organic. I mean, I have the Trish Stratus picture now that's up there, so we'll see. I might have ordered another 8x10 today. So,
any sewing projects you are working on? My wife is doing quilting nebula. I don't know what a nebula quilt is. Sounds
Well,
awesome, though.
Okay, so at the birth of the universe,
Okay, anyways. Yeah, I
There was
do,
a-
of course, have sewing projects.
we went from nothing to
Right
everything.
now, I'm
No,
sewing
listen.
Christmas bags.
Listen, this is
'Cause
important.
I don't do wrapping
So-
paper. I think wrapping paper is wasteful.
The universe
So
was
I do
nebulous. It was
fabric
without
bags.
form.
And we
was
adopted
nebulous.
2 families for Christmas,
So
which means I give away a lot of my fabric bags. So every year
a nebula
I have to
quilt
make a bunch more
is a quilt
Christmas bags.
which
And
brings
one of our
about-
families that we adopted, this
and
is their
reveals-
first Christmas, so they don't have stockings. So I made them Christmas stockings as well, and they turned out really cute.
Yes, the Infinity Stones were born, and
Don't
can
give them
use-
ideas.
you can use
Oh
the
my gosh,
quilt. You can
people,
use the
don't
nebulous
encourage it.
quilt to house those stones so they can't be found. So Thanos can't find the Infinity Stones if you
I'm
make enough of
convinced
those
Shannon
quilts.
is insane. He might be slightly crazy.
That makes you Pinky, right?
What?
Pinky in the brain.
Oh my gosh.
Or no, that would make me Pinky. Narf.
What?
Because one of them's a genius, the other's insane. Although there's been debate about whether or not it's Pinky that's the actual genius.
Right.
And Brain's insane. Discuss amongst yourselves.
Such a dork. It sounds very interesting. When will Fabric of the Game be available again?
Oh, did they sell out of it? I have no idea. They'll have to do a reprint.
Are you watching TLC tomorrow?
I'll watch part of it.
What's TLC? 'Cause
Tables,
I'm
ladders, and chairs.
Okay, I was
WWE.
thinking the Learning Channel. Like they just have crappy shows about.
See, and I hear
decorating
TLC
people's
and I think of the
houses.
band from the early 90s.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I won't be
Hi.
watching any Scrubs either. See, now you have Weezer stuck in your head.
That sounds great.
The fact that Weezer saying no Scrubs is so bizarre.
Mm-mm.
It's
If you listen to Weezer at all, it's not bizarre.
so weird. But can't spell weird without Weezer. Yeah, I'll watch parts of TLC. I won't watch all of it. Some of it's gonna the raw parts are gonna be unwatchable.
What
I
about
will definitely watch.
Cauliflower is great.
She likes cauliflower.
I do.
When I'm
So do my
doing-
kids.
When I'm doing an order through Superstore, I make sure there's cauliflower or some other crappy vegetable on there, and she's usually happy. What?
Crappy vegetable.
Yeah, some other crappy vegetable.
I do like a lot of vegetables.
It's ridiculous.
So,
It's stupid.
do you ever watch 90 Day Fiance?
God, no.
I
The
find
closest
those kind of shows.
closest I would get is when
disturbing,
I'm
so-
Alex did the 2-parter on his 90 Day Fiance viewing experience. I'm Alex now. He's doing just Twitch, so I
I
haven't
love
seen a
all
video
veg
from him in a
except
long time.
okra. Oh, okra? Bleh.
You don't like squash?
Agreed. I don't like squash, but that's a fruit, not a vegetable. So
No,
okay.
it's a vegetable because it's gross. Fruits aren't gross, except turnips. Turnips are gross.
Depends on how you cook them.
Not really. If you have to cook it that hard, it doesn't want to be food. John Panette said that, and he was right. He said if you have to do that much, and he agreed. You know, God just looked at him and went, nah, stuck it in the ground, and then we dug it up and decided to make it food.
What time do we open our Christmas gifts? After
Not
everybody's
usually that
awake?
early.
No, our kids don't wake up early.
The kids are weird. I remember when I was a kid that I would be up at 5 a.m.
I know we'd be
and
up
I'd be
really
all
early,
excited.
and
And I'd have to sit in the living room and just look at the tree for hours going, if I wake up dad and he's hungover, I'm gonna get yelled at, so I can't.
My parents always left at least one present unwrapped so that we had something until they woke up.
See, I
the
would be
kids
allowed to
don't.
open one present on Christmas Eve,
Yes, we did.
which
too.
usually meant I would go to reach for something and my mother go, not that.
Oh, see,
Okay, not that.
I usually got the one gift from my grandmother
that.
for Christmas Eve.
And then of course the big present, I wouldn't even think about grabbing that because that was obviously the last present to open would be the big present.
Right.
That'd be the let's keep Shannon quiet and sit him in his room present. There was a lot of those, I think.
But this year we're not doing Christmas on Christmas Day because Adelaide
She's not
is
here.
at her dad's.
So
That's why
we
this
save
year
it
we're
until she
supposed
gets
to be
home.
in Vegas for Christmas.
Right.
So we're not supposed to have
Right.
kids on Christmas
Yep,
this year.
like 2 years ago.
But
So much
two
fun.
of our kids can't leave the house.
Right.
And
So-
one is with her dad. So we won't be doing Christmas on Christmas Day. We'll be doing Christmas a couple days afterwards.
Yep.
So Yeah. Favorite Christmas gift? Like ever?
Yvonne, that'd be you.
You didn't get me for Christmas, you weirdo. You got
See,
me for
but
summer.
relationships that start in December are overrated anyways.
Overrated.
I had one that was 15 years long and it started in December. The anniversary was yesterday and it's not. Yeah. It's
I think I've got you cool
Best-
Christmas gifts years before,
best
but
Christmas
this year
gifts?
you've got jerseys.
I mean,
so-
there's the Scouts. Well, yeah, you gave me the Space Coyote.
I know, but I don't have
So-
anything for you Christmas. But I've given you. I think I've
You
given
don't
you
need to
cool
give me
gifts.
anything. I've told you that. I don't need anything.
Last year I got you Michael,
As long as I have,
which
yes,
I
Michael
was
Monkey.
pretty darn
Yes.
proud of that.
That was fantastic.
I've got you a lot of jerseys for Christmases.
You have. Yep.
Yeah. I don't know.
But like before Yvonne and I were involved, I had Christmases where I legit didn't get a present. I didn't get anything. So just, Ian Withering being able to buy stuff in December is kind of a novel thing for me.
What does Shannon think Kako can do this season?
He'll at least double the rate of output this coming year. He looked very good against Carolina. Not all the Rangers looked good against Carolina, but Kako did, and I think he's going to have a breakout year.
Why does the NHL badge say LNH? Because it's the Habs.
It's French. It's French. That's Ligue Nationale de Hockey. You know the weird way the way I bungled it on purpose with somebody corrected me in the comment section.
Of course, because people think that he's serious all the time, and I have to remind him, people are going to think you're serious. People are going to think that you're dumb. And yeah, people always do and have to correct.
I used to, when I was a kid,
got it.
you had a choice between watching the Maple Leafs game because that's all CBC had, or you could go over to the French CBUFT and watch the Montreal game. So it was it was common enough that I would watch the Montreal game, because they'd often be playing Boston or Buffalo. Somebody I wanted to see more than Toronto against Detroit, and I would learn hockey in French. I learned hockey in French pretty quickly. And OPG cards were in French and English, so I learned it that way too.
Shannon's like my grandpa. Like that he's so old, or is it because he's really old? Or does your grandpa think he's really funny too? Do you have a favorite kid? True or false, and does it depend on the day? Totally depends on the day. It definitely depends on the day.
I don't know if I have a favorite kid. Which one's quiet?
None of
My
them.
favorite kid is quiet at that moment.
It's not Adelaide. She sings all the time.
God.
All the time. She never stops
You sent her
singing.
down here yesterday and she's just humming the whole time. And I'm just looking at her. I'm getting ready to do a video. I'm just looking at her. Just humming.
Totally oblivious.
Looking over me and humming. And I'm like, okay, all right.
She never stops
I
singing.
had to wait until she left.
Hey, can you stop
Yeah,
singing?
because you can tell her. I can say I'm waiting to do a video, and she'll go okay, and she'll just keep humming.
She doesn't even know.
And
Mom,
it's
can you guess what song I'm humming? I'm like, I don't know. It's a song that I made up. How would I guess that? You can't ask somebody to guess what song you're singing and be one nobody's ever heard.
Right.
It's one I made up.
Can you guess the name of it?
Oh my goodness.
That'd be like guess the color, and you made up the color.
Do you have any brothers? Shannon's an only child. So
I'm an only kid. That's it.
No.
I'm it. That's it. I was always it.
What if she's watching Adelaide?
She's not watching.
What? No.
And even if she was, I'd tell her right to her face.
We've told her before. She never is quiet. She's never quiet. Unless she's asleep, she's never quiet.
Which is why I don't do videos early in the morning, because I don't want to risk waking her up. Even if I'm awake at 6 a.m, like I could go do a video now. No. Because once you get the motor running, she's humming the rest of the day, and then she'd go upstairs and hum her way to her brother's rooms and get them upset. Then she'd hum her way downstairs and be, Mom, are you awake? Mom,
where are you going?
Are you awake?
Yeah.
Mom,
what are you doing? Mom, what are you going to wear today? We should be at match today. Mom, can we be twins today? Mom, can you wear this today? Mom, how are you going to do your hair? Can I do your hair? Wait, can we change your earrings? Can I pick your earrings?
The
That's
funny thing
sweet.
is,
And I'll
the
be
funny
like,
part
why
is,
are you in here?
that
I'm still asleep.
if I'm awake before Yvonne is,
But can I do your hair?
if I'm awake before Yvonne is, and Adelaide starts to come into her room, she'll look over and she'll see me, and then she'll turn around and walk away. Because I give her a look like, no.
Don't even think. Oh,
she's
but see,
sleeping.
if I'm awake and you're asleep, I'll do. And she, okay. But I'm like,
She's louder when she whispers than she is when she talks. She's one of those loud whisperers.
so what are you going to wear?
Yeah. Yeah.
Kids grow fast. Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Oh, she does whistle, but I tell her she has to go outside. Not when she has that darn harmonica.
Down here.
No, that's an outside only toy. If you're gonna do that, go outside. Go like on the trampoline or something. I don't know. If you could go on vacation with any NHL player, who would it be?
I don't know that we would go on vacation with an NHL player. I don't know which player. It'd have to be somebody who's neat and tidy. It'd have to be somebody that's not crazy.
And then goes and does their own thing.
Yeah, somebody who's independent and not going to be asking us what we're doing every 10 seconds. I don't know. What do you think there? What do you think? You didn't really want me to pick you up.
Ever thought about a video on what 3 numbers you think each team will retire next?
I could do something like that. I know there's a video I did a few years ago on which players have already had Hall of Fame careers. I could probably do an updated version of that.
Right.
She's not happy. She didn't want me to pick her up.
Oh,
See the body language?
That wasn't nice. But he doesn't listen to words, does he?
She didn't say
He did not
anything. She
listen.
just dug herself in.
She said something with her eyes.
She dug herself in, and I just picked her up off the post anyways.
No, she didn't like that.
Tavares would be perfect for you.
It'd be a perfect match. Oh, they're saying hi to you, Bear. Put me down.
She's such a lady. It's a good thing I don't post some of the pictures
Oh,
of her,
God.
because sometimes
Yesterday,
she
dear
posts and I'm just
Lord.
like, that's not very ladylike, Bear.
She's
She
Yeah,
looks
no.
mad. No, she's not anymore. Now she's just snuggling in. She's just like, fine, okay.
she doesn't fight that hard.
No,
I pick
you
her
don't
up.
at all, do you?
If she really wanted down, you'd know. She looks at the floor and then just kind of pushes off of me.
What is your favorite nickname in hockey? Mine is for defenseman Keith Owley, because he's really tall. They called him Saskatchewan Sasquatch.
I don't know if I have a favorite nickname in hockey. I mean Cujo, but we all called him Cujo, Curtis Joseph. That was one of the most fun names ever, and then that meant like the greatest masks ever was Cujo.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, kitty. There you go.
The great one, Wayne Gretzky.
There you go.
Well, what's your favorite hockey movie?
If Happy Gilmore qualifies, it would be Happy Gilmore. And then Slapshot's in there, Goon's in there. Anything that's not Mighty Ducks.
Shannon is definitely a cat whisperer. We can go on a walk and cats will find him and follow him. And I have to explain to him, we're not taking the cat home. We already have 4. But they will follow him.
When I was a kid, we had cats in the
follow
neighborhood.
him.
We had cats in the neighborhood that people would tell me, "Oh, that cat will never come over to you. That cat's so scared all the time." And I'd be like, "And that cat's gonna come over to me." And they always did. And it was just a matter of I would call it, I'd put my hand out, and then I just leave. Be like, I'm not gonna bug you.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually they'd come over.
Cats follow him.
Yeah. They know. They know a sucker when they see one.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. They'll sprint over to me if they know I'm a sucker.
Did you see they're making a Mighty Ducks TV show for Disney Plus?
Yeah, he's super excited about it.
Yep.
What's your favorite Backstreet Boys song?
Everybody. Backstreet's back. Hi, Katie.
Yeah, okay. And what do you think Puljujärvi can do coming back to Edmonton?
I would think that over an 82-game schedule, I would think 20 goals is minimum. I would think that he can score 45, 50 points. I think he'll be really, really solid for them. I think it's an underrated move by Ken Holland to bring him back, and I think he could end up breaking his way into the top 6. They keep talking about him on the 3rd line, but I think he could end up in the top 6.
Do you like Weird Al? Yes.
Who doesn't like Weird Al? He's one of the most beloved singers.
He's great. We saw him in concert.
Yeah, he was great.
That was really fun.
He was fantastic.
That was a fun concert.
Very good concert.
Yeah, it was way better than Marilyn Manson.
That's why we went to Weird Al. I bought the tickets for Weird Al while we were watching Marilyn Manson.
As I was.
Yep. I was like, okay, we're going to Weird Al. We have to go to Weird Al.
I was so looking forward to this. This is terrible.
Mm-hmm.
High school me is sad.
Yeah.
Madonna or Cyndi Lauper?
Madonna.
I preferred Cyndi Lauper.
Madonna.
So.
I used to stay up. I made Yvonne watch some of the videos I used to watch when I was a kid. I used to stay up till like 2 a.m. to watch Lucky Star by Madonna when it first came out, because it wasn't being played on the Canadian video shows, so like Good Rockin' Tonight and Video Hits. So I would stay up to watch the MTV Top 10. It was the Top 10 Hot 10 or something along those lines. I don't remember. But I know I used to stay up every Saturday night to watch it, and I'd stay up to watch because I knew they'd play the Madonna Lucky Star video.
Manson was awful when I saw him live too. It was so disappointing.
He started off okay, and then you could just watch him descending.
So bad.
He was messed up. He was messed up. He didn't even finish the last song. He just walked off.
It was so bad. And remember, they'd turn off the lights where he normally would change the sets or change the costumes. It would take him like 5 minutes to turn on the lights, and people start, what's going on?
Mm-hmm.
Are they gonna turn on?
We thought he might just be leaving.
Did he pass out and they don't want to turn the lights back on? Or it was so bad.
Yeah, the way he was staggering around, he wasn't in good shape.
It was bad.
The transitions between songs should be, and when you're used to watching Rammstein or Slipknot, like I am, you're used to seeing these really fancy shows that have really, over the top pyrotechnics and transitions between songs. It can be done quickly. So that was alarming how slow everything was in that one.
Everyone I know who has seen Manson in concert say the same thing, how terrible he was. Yep,
yeah, I won't go again.
Was super disappointing.
I would not see him again.
No. Don't faint. I won't faint. Don't you worry. I'm good. Most underrated player in the NHL at this point?
Oh, geez. Most underrated player. Brett Pesce in Carolina comes to mind. Connor Garland in Arizona comes to mind. Sam Girard in Colorado would be one as well. And again, I'm not going by like a bunch of fancy stats. I'm just going by when I watch games, which players really stand out to me. And one guy who's still a free agent, still out there, Brad Richardson. I think if he gets signed over the next couple of weeks, somebody picks him up, I think they're going to be very happy with him.
Have we ever been to Guar? That'd be fun, but no.
Or not Guar.
Not Guar is great.
Lordy would be fantastic.
Guar. Yeah. Tool was good live. Yes. Agreed.
I wouldn't know.
They were great each time I've seen them.
They canceled, so I didn't get to see Tool live because they canceled.
How many Leaf games have you been to?
None.
They're expensive.
They're way too expensive.
Those games
so when I go to games in Vancouver,
expensive.
I pick the cheaper games. That's why we saw the Islanders, we saw Arizona, we saw Vegas, we saw New Jersey. We saw Taylor Hall with New Jersey, and then we saw him with Arizona, which was kind of funny. But yeah, the Canadian teams and some of the original 6 teams are just too expensive.
Except for Ottawa.
Ottawa's cheap. Nobody wants to see Ottawa apparently. So yeah. And then when Ottawa and Vancouver were both bad, those tickets were easy to get.
Ever been to a Nordiques game?
Nope, because the only game I went to in the 80s was Montreal against Vancouver, and then I didn't go to another hockey game until 3 years ago with Yvonne. So that was that. I never had a chance to see a Nordiques game.
Yep. Going to games is fairly new for both of us. Well, I used to go see games when I was younger, but they weren't NHL games.
I used to go to the Chiefs.
The smaller.
I went to one Chilliwack
Bruins
game I saw live, and that was it.
Crossing my fingers for Dark versus dark reverse retro.
That should
Agreed.
happen. That should happen.
That
Because
would
if
be
one team's
great.
wearing a reverse retro, the other team's supposed to be wearing them as well. And they're supposed to wear them 4 times.
And there's
each.
only a few teams that have white.
Yeah, they're supposed to wear them 4 times
So
each.
that would be great. I do really like color versus color games. I think it looks really nice.
What? Yeah, see, now she wants me to pick her up. That was
Are
Bear.
you starving? Are you
was
telling
Bear.
him that you need more food because
No,
you're
she's
starving?
telling me she wants me to pick her up.
Game
You're
tickets
spoiled.
are kind of cheap in Colorado.
You're spoiled. You know you're spoiled.
I've been to several Silvertip games. WHL even went to a playoff game a couple of years ago. We've gone to several Giants, and we went to a Giants
we went
playoff.
to 3 Giants games.
Weren't 2 of them playoff games?
We saw
right?
2 playoff games.
Yeah,
and
those
we've
were
seen
really
1
fun.
regular season. We were on the glass for the regular season.
Yeah, that was really fun.
Or no, that was the playoff game. We were on the glass.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
That was the second game. And then the one before that, we were one row back, and we had the kids with us. So that was fun. Have you been to a Blackhawks game?
Nope, never seen the
No.
Blackhawks live.
Um,
Again, those tickets tend to be really expensive.
Will any teams pressure players to opt out, i.e. Tampa, to stay under the cap?
No, because I would imagine there'd be some kind of clause in there where they could end up getting in trouble. Not to mention, you're telling the player, we don't think you should get paid this year. If they opt out, they don't get paid, and then their contract has a year extended on the end of it. So I can't see players saying, oh, yeah, I'll stay home and not get paid and get an extra year tacked onto my contract. Hey, do you need something, or are you
favorite
close enough?
arena you have visited?
It'd still be Vancouver for me.
We haven't been to very many.
Hey.
So, because we've been to Vancouver many times. We've been to Vegas 2 times. We were supposed to be there 3 times.
So Bear doesn't
and
do
then
social
we
distancing.
Went to Anaheim. Who's the fun parent?
Depends on the day.
Yeah.
Depends on the topic, too.
That's true. The Shannon works a lot. So, and I'm the one that's homeschooling and parenting. So I'm doing most of the stuff with kids as Shannon
And
works
during the
all the
pandemic,
time,
it's made
but-
a change. Because like we were going to meetups,
right.
but we're not doing meetups. So all the stuff where I'm fun, we're not doing right now.
But the boys especially think Shannon is so funny.
It's just too bad.
Right? And I
That's
have to tell the
injurious.
kids not to encourage Shannon.
Yeah.
And just because Shannon says stupid stuff doesn't mean they get to say stupid stuff.
She gets tired of, why did you put that in your mouth, Shannon? Because the kids said it would be funny. What did I tell you about listening to the children? Now you knocked that off. Did you put something on your face? Yes, I drew on it. Okay, you go have a shower too, and you think about what you did. She gets really, really standoffish with me at times with that too. I've been on the couch a couple of times for that. So
Shannon's the fun parent. How much
Again,
are
it
the
depends.
nosebleed tickets in Vancouver? It
Not too
depends
bad.
on which
You're-
team.
you're looking at for the cheaper games, you're looking at I think $35-$40. And then
you can get tickets for $40.
And then you can get from season ticket holders, you can get them for $20 on a game day if they're not going. So you can get them pretty cheap.
Imagine Avalanche versus Stars reverse retro.
You wouldn't be able to
I
see
don't-
anything. They both be
Yeah, I
white.
don't think they would do
That wouldn't work.
Yeah, and then Oilers are white as well.
That might be a fun video.
Are they
Figuring
all
out which
whites?
reverse retro we'd like to see against each other.
You gotta come to Winnipeg Jets whiteout game. You would be treated like a celebrity. That would be so fun. I would love to be able to go.
You've got the whiteout shirt too.
I do.
I have a whiteout shirt. We're all set.
I think that would be really, really fun.
Yep, I agree. We should try that. Did you want to try that now? Do you want to drive to Winnipeg?
No,
See if we can get in?
No, we're not supposed to leave the valley, let alone the province.
Fine.
Best/worst things that ever happened to both of you. Shannon's the best thing that ever happened to me.
You're just trying to
'cause
angle
he's
for a
so
raise.
Cute.
You're just trying to angle
you know,
yourself for a
Christmas
raise.
is coming up, so
See, best thing that happened to me. Nothing really comes to mind.
Fine.
I can't really think of a worse thing that happened to me. Everything happened for its own reason, and I'm here. So I'm here. Nothing was that bad that I'm not still here.
Yeah. I'd rather not talk about the crappy parts of my life.
Yeah.
So
Because we're still here. So that's
Shannon's
the
a
important
pretty
thing.
awesome part. And I have 3 kids that,
I
well,
don't know
they
if I like
drive
the
me
passive
crazy.
aggressive when you say that, but all right.
I'm very grateful to have my kiddos too. So, if BC doesn't allow the NHL to play games, where will the Canucks end up playing?
I would think Edmonton or Calgary. I would think they just end up in another arena. I really hope they don't move the entire Canadian division because of one province.
That would be weird.
That'd be so
expensive,
ridiculous. So I would think maybe Edmonton, maybe Calgary, and just go from there. I mean, I get it on the health authority side, but at the same time, it's frustrating to me because there's other areas that I think they could be better and safer with in this province than they're being. And yeah, it's kind of a mess.
Coyotes versus Duck retros. Oh my gosh.
That's got to happen. That's right at the top of my list for ones I need to see happen. The only way it could be better would be if it was a Space Coyote and if the Kings had the Burger King. That would be fantastic.
Which cat is a better hunter? Pixel.
Yeah.
Pixel, I think, is the best hunter.
Pixel is a hunter. I mean, Bear thinks she is. But then you let her outside and she sees an actual bird and she just freezes up. Like, well, no, I just threaten them through the window. I don't know what to actually do now that I'm outside. So, and Shadow's kind of a coward.
Are the Pittsburgh Penguins a playoff team this year?
They're going to have a hard time in that division. They're in the group of death. So that division is Philadelphia, Islanders, Capitals, Boston, Pittsburgh, Rangers, Buffalo, and New Jersey. Only 4 teams make the playoffs. So they're going to have to beat out the Capitals, the Islanders, the Flyers, Boston, Rangers. They have to beat out at least 2 of those teams in order to make the playoffs. That's going to be a tough call.
Did Pixel ever catch a rat? No, she's an
Thankfully,
inside
no.
cat. So that would mean there would have to be a rat in our house. And I've never seen evidence of a rat in the house.
One thing about having a cat, you will keep rats and mice out of your house.
I don't know that a rat would dare come in our house.
No, they generally will stay away from cats. I remember there was a trailer park that I lived in that we didn't have a problem, and then they banned cats because we had a neighbor that had like 20 of them. And so when they banned the cats, it was overrun by mice. Absolutely overrun.
Gosh. Mobile homes are so bad for rats.
Yeah.
Capitals versus Bruins could be a nice look.
That wouldn't be too bad. Red versus yellow.
Yeah.
And anybody against Nashville too. Nashville has the gold jerseys. You have a nice Nashville versus Carolina. You could have Hartford. You have that. Oh, hey. Oh, we don't get Hartford versus Quebec. Damn.
Yeah.
That would have been great. Come on, guys. Reorganize the divisions. Do it. I want Hartford versus Quebec. I didn't realize I wanted that game until right now.
Is there going to be Hockeyville this year?
No. Because there's no Vills.
I don't think there's even any way they can do that.
No. There has been no advertisements for anything hometown hockey related or Hockeyville or anything because they want to avoid any kind of social gathering. And so they can't do any of that this year. Ron McLean's going to be stuck just kind of Skyping and doing Zooms, I would imagine.
Do you talk to your exes? Well, yeah. So what happens when you have children with them? You kind of have to.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, things are amicable.
I have 2 exes. One I get along with just fine, and the other one, yeah.
See, and my ex and I were amicable now. We're in that nice position where we both realize that didn't work, and we understand why it didn't work, and we're cool with it. So
my first husband and I actually get along really well. I'm still pretty close with his family. Mm-hmm. Shannon has met his family. We've stayed at their house.
Yep.
I've gone on holiday with my ex.
It's so weird. When you and I have a picture posted of us together and he likes a picture of us together, it's weird. It's never not weird.
We do things. Well, we don't know. He moved, but when he was closer, we used to do things together. Like we would do
So weird.
Canada Day together. He's gone trick or treating with us many times.
Yep.
So I get along just fine with my ex and his wife.
Yep.
So yeah, the other one not so much. He's an ass, but that's different.
Yeah, my ex and I buried the hatchet about a year ago.
Any bottom 4 teams besides the Penguins you think could surprise everyone and make a playoff run? Rangers, Wild, or someone else?
The Rangers should rightfully scare people because you've got Lafreniere, you've got Shesterkin, you've got a pretty decent blue line there. If they can get on a bit of a run, they could be scary. Florida's due. They're just due. I'm not taking them to make a playoff spot because I took them the previous 2 seasons and they didn't make it. But Florida's absolutely due. And they could surprise everybody.
Any idea on what and when the Bolts will make moves?
It has to be before, I would say, between now and the 1st. And remember, you have the Christmas freeze where you can't make trades during certain parts of the year too. I think that would still be the case now, where you couldn't, even though teams aren't playing. I would think you'd still have the Christmas freeze, where you couldn't make trades like on Christmas Day because it's bad form. So I would think that'd still be a thing. So we should see moves, I'll say, before Christmas Eve.
I just bought some merch from your store.
Oh, that's fun.
That is fun. Thank you.
Holiday with your ex? Yes, I've gone on holiday with my ex.
I would not do a holiday with my ex. Her and I,
they don't get along.
Her and I can't.
Well.
We can't.
No.
We can be civil, but we could not coexist for days at a time.
My ex and I get along just
we
fine.
We irritate each other, and now that we're not together, now we don't hide the fact that we irritate each other. That's one nice thing about being broken up with somebody is you can go, holy crap, just zip it. And she'd be doing it would not go well.
All right, question for the both of you. You can invite 3 people to dinner. They can be dead or alive, but you can only pick 3 each. My dad and my grandma. I don't know who else.
Yeah, I'd have
my
Granny.
dad and my grandma.
I'd have Granny there. My mom would have to be there if it was Granny and I.
Yeah, I don't know who else I would do. Yeah, that's hard.
I would say my dad, but my dad always had a way of making a public spectacle of himself, and usually me as well by proxy. Right. My grandmother, my mother, and geez, that's a tough one because that third person.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who I would pick for my third.
My grandmother and your grandmother would be a funny conversation to see take place.
My grandmother would love you, and she hates men, but you really like hockey, and you're smart, and you're nice to me. So
see, and my grandmother was 4'11",
and you're
so
sarcastic.
you'd love her because my grandmother
would love
my
you.
grandmother was like here. I remember when I was as tall as her, and she said, "You got to aim higher than that." And yeah, a third person that's tough. I don't know who.
Did I miss a super chat?
Person. Why are you missing super chats? What did you do?
Sometimes I do miss them.
What did you do?
Well, there's that one. Yeah, Hurricanes and Panthers. Another nice look.
Yeah, because then you have Whalers and the old Panthers look.
Oh, right.
I can definitely do a video on that. And not only that, but I've got enough of the jerseys now that I can kind of hold them up together and go, hey, look, these together would look nice. Look at this. Maybe when I get the other box from Ben, whenever that happens, if Ben sees
Are
this,
we
there's
married?
no pressure. Not to each other. But don't tell.
Shannon live streamed our wedding because he's a dork like that.
Yeah, I did.
But he's also a dork and accidentally erased the video. So there's no proof of it anymore.
Well, except our marriage certificate, our rings, and everybody that was there.
There wasn't very many people there.
There was at least 50.
No, there was not.
There was. There was.
I have pictures. We had like 20 people.
Well, those were the ones that
Including
stuck
us.
around for the pictures.
No, there's.
We had the Canucks there. We had the mariachi band. Actually, it might have been more than 50.
No.
What about the ushers? Are you counting the ushers?
That wasn't a
We had
thing.
ushers,
We did not. No.
and there was that longshoreman. Why was he there?
That's not a
He
thing.
just kept talking about the great white whale, and I'm like, what are you talking about?
Guesstimate the size of your jersey collection. Stupid huge.
It's
He is a stupid amount. That's my guess.
My
It's
ballpark
bordering on asinine.
my ballpark is 600.
So
I'll put it this way. I have it. There's a handful of jerseys I don't have. I'm good. I'm to the point where if I want to shop for jerseys, good luck, because I have it. I generally have it. In fact, today, I got, and I ordered this months ago, but the current mail being as it is, this is a size medium. I had one of these that was a size extra large. So now that I have this in a medium, it's one less.
there's some
that I have to
weird
look for.
stuff going on in the chat, you guys.
So
I
yeah.
see you.
No, oh, okay.
Don't. Okay. People are weird.
How much longer can Crosby and Malkin produce an elite? Elite rates being 33 and 34.
I would think a maximum of 5 years for each of them. And then the question mark really with Crosby and Malkin is how long can they stay healthy? Can they play a full schedule? So that's the big question I have with both of them right now. Right?
I'm sorry, I was distracted.
Okay. But we should
Thank
probably
you for wearing Habs for once.
we should probably get going because I still have my tread to do. So I have to do the tread. And
Tread.
she has other things to do too, like make sure the kids aren't
Make sure
setting
they
the
didn't
house
need
on
all
fire.
the sugar. I made fudge and Rice Krispie balls, and they're all on the counter upstairs cooling.
Oh, those
which
are gone.
means
You left them upstairs.
they
They're
could-
gone.
they had to cool.
They're gone.
That they could be gone. How do you
Why?
organize your jerseys? He organizes them by team.
And what I've done now,
Thanks for putting up with me.
this is all Adidas,
Spicy meat
So this-
nugget.
this is
That's what you
Adidas.
meant, right?
and this one at the front is Adidas. So now I've got all the Adidas in this one area, and I'm going to organize it so I have the CCMs and the Reebok separated all alphabetically by team. So Anaheim through Winnipeg. That's how I do it. And then I'm
Come
going
to a
continue
Winnipeg
changing it.
whiteout game. That
That's the
would
plan.
be awesome.
That's the plan. All right, guys.
There
Thanks
will
for
be more live streams this week.
yes,
We will
There
do
will be.
more. We'll do more than normal.
yes.
So we always do our one on Wednesday, and we of course always do one on Christmas Day, which is
Yep.
Friday. But we plan on doing more than the normal.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
And they did say that they wanted the card opening.
Okay, we'll see.
I know people don't
All right.
watch them as much, but it doesn't
All right,
matter. You
we'll
have
see.
the cards anyways.
We'll see. Maybe I'll throw in a little dance in between each package too.
Yeah, I'd
So-
watch that.
All right. Thanks, guys, for coming out.
Uh-huh.
Merry Christmas to anybody who I don't see again before Christmas, as in like see them in live streams. And hey, thanks for coming out, and we'll do this again soon.